The views and opinions of the hosts and guests are their own and do not necessarily reflect the views of the management and staff of Guardian Radio.
Good morning. A worker at the Parliamentary Registration Department arrested. Police say the worker taken into custody after a woman found with a fraudulent voter's card. The husband of that missing American woman released from custody. And Prime Minister Davis says the F&M's national lottery plan is a gimmick. It's all straight ahead this morning. I'm Dwight, Strachan, and this is Morning Blend.
Wake up, it's a new day. Wake up, it's a new day. It's the start of a new way. Don't you know that it's the start of the end of the old way. Wake up, it's a new day. Wake up, it's a new day.
Good morning again, Bahamas. It is Tuesday, April 14th, 2026. This is Morning Blend on Guardian Radio 96.9. Again, I'm Dwight, Strachan. In a moment, Duquesa Dean will be joining us. Also this morning, we'll talk about a Bahamas and Ghana information symposium. And we're going to get into Ghana and local government and culture and management of all of that. We're going to have a great discussion this morning. Later, we wrap up our analysis or dive into the F&M manifesto. That's all I had on this Tuesday, but first, it's time for the overnight, the latest breaking news from while we're sleeping and the top national and international headlines this morning. In the overnight, a Parliamentary Registration Department employee and a 33-year-old woman arrested in connection with a fraudulent voter's card discovered last week at the National Insurance Board. According to the Parliamentary Commissioner Harrison Thompson, that woman had attempted to obtain an NIB smart card. In a report to the press, police said they were alerted on Thursday morning by NIB officials that the woman was found in possession of a suspected fraudulent voter's card. The woman and the PRD employee, a 31-year-old man, were both in police custody by that afternoon. In a statement yesterday, Thompson said the employee had been charged and that the PRD is part of a cross-agency approach to identify and prevent fraud. Thompson said yesterday that in this case, the person with the fraudulent card was not on the voter's register. Thompson said he's satisfied that the people involved were seeking to use fraudulent voters' cards to obtain other supporting identification documents rather than for the purpose of voting. Thompson says the fraudulent card was identified at NIB because it did not have a parliamentary seal, which triggered an internal protocol which led to further verification. The husband of a missing American woman has been released from police custody following advice from the Department of Public Prosecutions. Police say that the 58-year-old man who was taken into custody shortly after 7 p.m. on Wednesday, April 8th in Marsh Harbor, was released from custody. He said the decision to release him was made following consultation with the Department of Public Prosecutions, which recommended that no charges be filed pending the outcome of further investigation. Police reported that the woman, later identified as Lynette Hooker from Michigan, fell overboard of their dinghy while the couple were traveling near Hopetown. Her husband, Brian Hooker, reported that his wife fell over while they were cruising the Keys near Abaco. He said strong currents carried her away and that he lost sight of her, and he paddled the vessel to shore. The former fiancée of Adrian Gibson testifying that she formed several companies that received contracts from the Water and Sewage Corporation while he served as its chairman. Alexandria Mackey is a key witness in the case as prosecutors seek to convince a jury that Gibson engaged in self-dealing during his tenure. Gibson is on trial along with former Water and Sewage Corporation General Manager Elwood Donaldson Jr., his barber and friend Jerome Missick, his former campaign manager Joanne Knowles, and Peaches Farquharson. Mackey, who has been granted immunity as a cooperating witness, testified that she formed Elite Maintenance and Baja Maintenance after Gibson told her that he planned to award contracts to those companies. Mackey testified that she handled the company's finances until Gibson accused her of stealing $200,000 from him. That's when Mackey alleged that Gibson directed his cousin Rashay Gibson to transfer money from Elite Maintenance's accounts to Edwaldino Holdings. Director of Public Prosecutions Cordell Frazier quizzing the witness. You can read more on that in today's Guardian. Meanwhile, while there has been speculation that he might run as an independent candidate, Gibson announced yesterday that he's not seeking re-election. The FNM, who is facing the FNM MP, who's, as we said, facing fraud and bribery charges stemming from his time as the chairman of the Water and Sewage Corporation, was not ratified by the party ahead of the upcoming general election. Dr. Andre Rollins, a former FNM MP, was instead ratified as the party's candidate for Long Island. In a statement posted to Facebook, Gibson said that he had been encouraged by some of his constituents to run as an independent, but after deep reflection and prayerful consideration, he decided that he would not seek the re-election. A man accused of going on a raping spree has been remanded to prison. Prosecutors allege that 29-year-old Lyndon Taylor Jr. faced charges of rape, armed robbery, and extortion when he made his initial appearance before Acting Chief Magistrate Ansela Evans. The incidents allegedly took place between March 22nd and April 4th. In the first case, prosecutors say Taylor raped a 20-year-old woman and robbed her of an Apple iPad and extorted $200 from a man. On April 2nd, Taylor raped a 17-year-old girl in the area of Collins Avenue. 2 days later, he allegedly raped an 18-year-old and robbed her of an iPhone 13. Taylor was not required to enter pleas to the charges and was denied bail. The matters will be sent to the Supreme Court for the presentation of a voluntary bill of indictment. Prime Minister Philip Davis branding as desperate the FNM's pledge to establish a national lottery if it wins the May 12th general election. FNM leader Michael Pintard said a national lottery would finance sports, education, youth development, social intervention, and culture. The commitment is contained in the FNM's manifesto released on Sunday night. Speaking with reporters at Bahamar Convention Center, Davis said, quote, "This talk about a national lottery seems to be a gimmick, trying to grab headlines. It just speaks of desperation, and it's really not thought out." Pintard said Sunday the lottery will benefit Bahamians, pointing to areas that have too often struggled for consistent and adequate resources. Meanwhile, Christian Council leaders are pushing back at the FNM's pledge for the national lottery. Speaking to the NASA Guardian yesterday, President of the Bahamas Christian Council, Bishop Delton Fernandez, said the church's anti-gambling position is unchanged, saying, quote, "It's on the backs of the poor that the gaming industry makes its money. Why would you want to further take advantage of the poor to say, help us to become better in our education and athletics? We've got to find a better way in governments to come up with better ideas for the country's development." Overseas, the standoff between the United States and Iran deepened Tuesday as the U.S. declared it had blockaded Iran's ports. Tehran threatened to strike targets across the region, and Pakistan said it was racing to bring this together for more talks. Though last week's ceasefire appeared to hold, the showdown over the Strait of Hormuz, risking reigniting hostilities and deepening the region-wide war's economic fallout. Talks aimed at permanently ending the conflict, which began February 28th in U.S. and Israeli strikes on Iran, failed to produce an agreement last weekend, though Pakistan has proposed hosting a second round in the coming days. Two Pakistani officials who spoke on condition of anonymity because they weren't authorized to discuss the matter with the media said that the first talks were part of an ongoing diplomatic process rather than a one-off effort. Two U.S. officials who spoke on condition of anonymity said on Monday that discussions were still underway about a new round of talks. They said that the venue, timing, and composition of the delegations hadn't been decided, but that talks could happen Thursday. A former student opened fire at a high school in southeast Turkey on Tuesday, wounding at least 16 people before killing himself. The 18-year-old attacker, armed with a shotgun, fired randomly at a vocational high school before hiding inside the building. He later killed himself with the same shotgun, according to the area's governor. The attack left 10 students, 4 teachers, a canteen employee, and a police officer wounded. While most of them were being treated, 5 of the wounded teachers and students were transferred to a hospital in the provincial capital because their conditions were more serious. The motive for the attack remains unclear. School shootings are rare in Turkey. And authorities in Haiti have arrested 7 suspects, including 5 police officers, after a fatal stampede killed at least 25 people at an historic mountaintop fortress over the weekend. Among the arrested are 2 employees of Haiti's Institute for the Preservation of National Heritage, which oversees La Citadelle, an imposing fortress in the northern town of Milot, built in the early 1800s, where Saturday's stampede occurred. It wasn't immediately clear if the police officers or Institute employees have been formally charged. The mayor of the area telling a radio station on Monday that his administration was not aware of any activity planned at La Citadelle on Saturday, and that authorities later found that a local DJ had invited people there for an event via TikTok, with many children and teenagers attending. Ahead of the event, videos posted on social media showed hundreds of young people making the arduous 5-mile hike up a steep mountain to reach La Citadelle, while others opted to ride horses. Another video shows 2 young Haitians driving around promoting the event via loudspeakers. The event, for which participants had to pay nearly $8 to attend, promised free water and juice, with promoters urging attendees to meet at 7 a.m. at the park near the Citadel and noting everyone should be present by 10 a.m.
This is Sports Update.
In sports, Bahamian Valdez VJ Edgecombe ending arguably the best debut season for a Bahamian professional sports athlete in a team sport, with a near triple-double as the Philadelphia 76ers rolled over the Milwaukee Bucks 125-106. In Philadelphia Sunday, Edgecombe will likely finish 3rd in voting in the NBA Rookie of the Year award, behind Dallas's Cooper Flagg and Charlotte's Kont Nepal, but it was still an undoubtedly impactful and fulfilling season. Edgecombe started 75 of 75 games played for the Sixers this season and was termed one of their most reliable and durable players. Sixers de facto captain and franchise leader Joel Embiid said Edgecombe is an amazing kid and his journey to the NBA reminds him of his own. More on that in today's Guardian Sports section. Bahamian professional track and field athletes delivering stand-up performances over the weekend. Bahamian Olympian Charisma Taylor had a phenomenal showing in the women's 400 meters hurdles at the Tennessee Invitational in Nashville. Taylor finished significantly ahead of the field in that event, stopping the clock at 57.69 seconds to claim the gold medal. Also picking up a win in the field events over the weekend, men's javelin national record holder Keyshawn Strachan. Strachan, representing the University of Nebraska Cornhuskers, opened the season with a heave of 78.45 meters on his final attempt to win gold at the 2026 Spec Towns Invitational in Athens, Georgia. And Bahamian Collegiate quarter-miler LaCarthia Cooper ran a wind-aided time of 22.87 seconds in the women's 200 meters timed final at the 44 Farms Invitational at Texas A&M University in College Station. Cooper, representing Texas A&M, placed second overall. More on how Bahamians are doing in colleges abroad in today's Guardian Sports section. From the WNBA, Azzi Food is on her way to Dallas as the number one pick in the WNBA draft with a $500,000 payday waiting for the former UConn star. Record-setting 6 UCLA players followed her into the league. Flood will play again with former Huskies teammate Paige Buckers, who was the Wings' top pick last year. UCLA stars Lauren Betts and Gabriela Hackes went in the top 5 a little over a week after leading the Bruins to their first NCAA championship. That's sports, and that's the overnight. Time for your first look at weather. Your first look at weather brought to you by Star General. We've had windy conditions for a number of days now, and we still have a near gale warning in effect for the northwest Bahamas. That's until at least 8 p.m. tonight. And for the central southeast Bahamas until 8 p.m. Thursday. So a strong high-pressure system remains quasi-stationary across the Bahamas, and that's keeping the fresh to strong winds and rough seas and quick-passing showers occurring throughout the country, with showers likely across the central and southeast Bahamas with greater frequency today. There's also a high risk of dangerous life-threatening rip currents and rough surf along all Atlantic exposures, and beachgoers are strongly advised to remain out of the water. There's a moderate risk of water inundation along all east-facing and Atlantic-exposed shorelines, and motorists and pedestrians should exercise caution while along these coastal roads, especially if you're in Eleuthera near the Glass Window Bridge. So your forecast for today, most of the country looking at partly sunny conditions, turning fair tonight. A 10% chance of passing showers for the northern half of the country. 10 to 20% chance of showers for the southern half of the country. Winds northeast to east at 15 to 20 knots, gusting at times for the extreme northern islands. Northeast at 20 to 25 knots with gusts at times for the rest of the country. High temperatures hovering around 83, 84 Fahrenheit, 29 Celsius. Overnight lows tonight getting down to the upper 60s, low 70s for most areas. About 21 Celsius, but a bit warmer for you in the southeastern islands tonight. That's your first look at weather this morning. We'll have an extended outlook coming up in just a bit. This weather check brought to you by Star General Insurance Made Simple.
Wake up, it's a new day. Up, it's a new day. It's the start of a new way. It's the start of the end of the old way.
You are listening to Morning Blend. When we come back, we're discussing the day's top stories right here on your home for fresh news and smart talk all day. Guardian Radio 96.9.
Screws and Fasteners World, Balfour Avenue and Palm Beach Street, has those hard-to-find fasteners for you right now. You can find stainless steel regular hex, carriage bolts, galvanized bolts, threaded rods, nails, self-tap screws, sex bolts, anchor bolts, masonry tools, hand tools, and weed whacker strings. Check out the rope selection and car body fasteners, too. Special orders are welcome. It's your #1 fastener store. Screws and Fasteners World, Balfour Avenue and Palm Beach Streets. Call 326-1976.
It's the Free National Movement Fire Forward Rally, Nassau Southern Zone. Hear from Dr. Dwayne Sands, Bamboo Town, Darren Hinfield, South Beach, Denari Road, Pinewood, Orinthia Komalafi, Carmichael, Michael Folks, Golden Gates, Rick Fox, Garden Hill, Deputy Leader Shannon Dawn Cartwright, and Party Leader Michael Pentard. This Tuesday, April 14th, at Golden Gates Rural Outreach Ministries parking lot at 7:30 p.m. That's the Free National Movement Fire Forward Rally, Nassau Southern Zone. See you there.
Looking to elevate your gadget game or a tech trouble simply slowing you down? Escape to a world of innovation at Custom Computers, your go-to store for the latest cutting-edge tech. Whether you need to upgrade your life with the best from Apple and Windows or your device needs a little TLC, the Custom Computers Know-How Store is the destination for unbeatable expertise and quality repairs. With 2 convenient locations, there's a Custom Computers near you on Patton Street in Palmdale and Caves Village, or call 396-1100.
Tired of banks forcing you to use technology to bank the way they want you to? Your convenience is important. So no matter what your banking needs, Commonwealth Bank's friendly staff are always available in branch for that personal one-on-one service. But when you choose technology, our online and mobile banking app offers you state-of-the-art functionality. The choice is yours. Commonwealth Bank. Bank the way you want.
When it comes to hearts at Cleveland Clinic, you can't miss a beat. You seek the best care possible, work with the brightest minds, and leave no stone unturned to get to the heart of the matter. Because understanding is always the first step to overcoming. For every heart in the world, see how we're advancing the future of heart care at Cleveland Clinic today.
No one likes a fender bender.
Oh, man.
From a little scratch to a full mashup, NUA Insurance has got you covered with auto insurance tailored to fit your needs and budget. For affordable rates with free on-site accident assistance, visit us online or in branch and just ask us. NUA Insurance. Ask us because we've got you covered.
The following is a paid political message.
The future is brighter. Vote for my diver. Hey, 'cause she is a fighter. Find it here. You're looking for truth. Find it here. Vote for my diver. She's here for you. See everybody in Kalani. Change is here. Hey, hands in the air. See everybody in Kalani. Vote for my diver. She is a fighter.
That was a paid political message.
Every day in a busy world, we have to do so much. Bank with CIBC and get that personal touch. Share your ambitions, let us help your dreams come true. At CIBC, you're at the heart of all we do. We're on your side, we're listening, we know the way you feel. CIBC, ambitions made real.
New roads and airports are connecting our islands. Energy reform is bringing electricity prices down, while young Bahamians are stepping up, gaining new skills for new opportunities. Respect for workers. Support for entrepreneurs. We're modernizing energy and infrastructure across our islands and preparing Bahamians to succeed in a new economy. Transformations this big take time. Let's choose progress. Paid for by the PLP.
At CFAL, we understand that a secure future is the greatest gift you can give your employees. That's why our tailor-made group pension solutions are designed to fit the needs of both our companies. With CFAL, you can provide the retirement you and your employees deserve, ensuring peace of mind and financial stability for years to come. Join the many businesses that have already entrusted CFAL to create the right pension plan for their employees, and let us help you build a brighter future for your team. Visit us at cfal.com to get started on building wealth so you can live well. CFAL, growing wealth for future generations.
CFAL is a proud sponsor of Team Bahamas for the 2026 Carifta Games.
Wake up, it's a new day. Wake up, it's a new day. It's the start of a new way. Don't you know that it's the start of the end of the old way. Wake up, it's a new day.
Welcome back to Morning Blend on Guardian Radio 96.9. We are streaming live on GuardianTalkRadio.com and on the Guardian Radio app for your smart devices, also on your televisions on Cable Bahamas Channel 969 and BTC Flow Channel 612. You can tweet us at Morning Blend 969 or Facebook.com/Morning Blend 969. Text us 422-4796. Standard text rates apply. Once again, I'm Dwight Strachan. Joining me now, Duquesa Dean.
Good morning, Dwight.
Good morning. Great to have
Happy
you with
Tuesday, everyone.
Hey, yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. The month is flying by.
It
right?
surely
Already in the
is.
the middle of April.
Yeah.
Wow. So there is a lot going on. We've got a lot to talk about. Also this morning, though, we're going to tell you about a special event coming up at Bahamas and Ghana, a Hanta West Information Symposium. We can get some details about that. But also the special guest for that is a member of Parliament in Ghana.
Okay.
And is involved in some very interesting things.
Nice.
We can get some views from her
I look forward to that.
on culture and the government's role in culture, but also in governance, and maybe there's some lessons we can learn from the folks in Ghana. We're going to talk about that this morning. Later, we started yesterday. We're going to finish it today, going through the recently released F&M manifesto. We're going to get to that in just a bit. That's all I had on this Tuesday, but right now let's talk about what else is in the news. And in the news, we've been asking about it ever since they launched it last week. But the PLP has now put out the printed version, the final printed version of their blueprint for progress. And sometime this week we'll go through that one.
Okay.
Go through that one as well. So finally we have these documents as we get closer and closer to Election Day, and we can see what the various parties have planned, what they say they will do.
What they say.
What they say they will do. And what they claim they believe in.
Yeah.
Which, sometimes doesn't align with what they do and
Actually
believe in when they get in office. But at least they're saying they believe it. So that's interesting stuff there. But there's a whole lot to talk about. Wow. Big headline in the National Guardian today. PRD worker arrested. That's the Parliamentary Registration Department. Rachel Scott writing about it. So a Parliamentary Registration Department employee and a 33-year-old woman were arrested in connection with a fraudulent voter's card, which was discovered last week at the National Insurance Board, where, according to Parliamentary Commissioner Harrison Thompson, the woman had attempted to obtain an NIB smart card.
Wow.
In a report to the press, police say that they were alerted on Thursday morning by NIB officials that the woman was found in possession of a suspected fraudulent voter's card. The woman and the PRD employee, a 31-year-old man, were both in police custody by that afternoon. In a statement yesterday, Thompson said that the employee had been charged and that the PRD is part of a cross-agency approach to identify and prevent fraud. Thompson said yesterday that in this case, the person with the fraudulent card was not on the voter's register.
Wow.
Thompson says he's satisfied that the people involved were seeking to use fraudulent voters' cards and other supporting identification documents rather than for the purpose of voting. Lots of people require you to have a voter's card in order to do stuff. A voter's card as a form of ID.
What do you require to get a voter's card?
A lot. It's a form of ID, so you can.
What's required to actually get a voter's card?
Oh,
you can't just show up and say, "Give me a voter's card."
If you have a purple piece of cardboard, it's not cardboard. What's it called? Hard paper.
Right.
That is. That looks like it. I mean, people might be fooled if they don't know what to look for.
Wow.
I mean, have you ever seen anyone inspect your voter's card other than the people at the polls?
No.
Right.
No.
So
But what I'm really trying to figure out is what I had to carry to register for a voter's card.
Oh.
Like, did I need an ID?
Yes. Oh, yes.
So how?
You need a lot of things.
Okay.
But if you obtain your voter's card fraudulently and try to get something else with it,
wow.
Depending on where you are,
You might get it.
You might get it.
Wow.
You might get it. So Thompson says, quote, I also wish to advise the public that possession of a fraudulent voter's card does not allow a person to vote. An authentic voter card carries the parliamentary seal embedded into the card, along with security features that cannot be copied. Even that hard paper card, yes. A card without those features is invalid and will be detected. Again, that's when you go to vote.
When you
They
go to
know what
vote.
look for.
Yeah.
And NIB knows what to look for.
Right.
But some other places might not. Thompson said the fraudulent card was identified at NIB because it did not have the parliamentary seal, which triggered an internal protocol which led to further verification. He said, quote, that verification revealed that the name on the voter card did not match the identification number. Lots of fraud.
Wow.
I have said from the start that there is a cross-agency approach to identify fraud. There's no working around the checks and balances that are in place. There are too many layers of verification across government agencies, and today's charges are a clear example that those systems are active and effective. So this is all coming amid heightened tension over claims of increased instances of fraudulent Bahamian documents ahead of the general election. The FNM in particular has been vocal on the issue in recent months. Last month, FNM leader Michael Pintard tabled a document in the House with a list of more than 70 people under investigation for having obtained passports fraudulently. Pintard raised concern that 8 of those names were also on the voters' register.
Wow.
In the days that followed, Chief Passport Officer Nicholas Simonet said that 98 cases of suspected passport fraud have been forwarded to the police force. Simonet has maintained that Passport Office's integrity is intact and has connected the incidents to a policy that came into place in 2018 under the Minutes administration, which relaxed the requirements for passport renewals. He suggested that this policy led to a broader relaxing of protocols at the office, including screening of new passport applications. Even the documentation required for those applications had not changed. All right, so let's get your reaction to that. What do you say? What do you say?
Oh, not many of them are out there like that.
Right. And how many are going to try to attempt to vote or are using it for some other nefarious means? 323-6232, 325-4316, 325-4259. Call us toll free if you're in the Family Islands. 242-300-5720. You can tweet us, you can Facebook us, you can text us, 422-4796. Let's go to the phone lines. Good morning, caller. You're on the air.
Good morning, sir. Good morning, lady.
Good morning.
Hi, good morning.
How are you today?
Good. How are you?
Oh, I'm not doing so well because I'm calling about people saying what they will do and then not doing it.
Well.
And in this instance, it's not necessarily the politicians. Now, if you pay your bills online, and it's paid before the deadline, why should you still be paying late fee? So I have a situation there with Rebel Bahamas. I paid online and paid in time, and I noticed the acknowledged receipt came 5 days later. So when it's time to pay the following bill, I noticed the late fee was there. I paid it up, to ease sake, but I complained afterwards, and they told me it would be corrected on the future bill.
Mm-hmm.
The future bill came, and the future bill charged a regular without deducting the late fee that they already charged. So I don't know if because the election season, they think that everybody is busy with the election and would not notice what I call thieving. The amen word thieving, we call it stealing, but in English language, but taking a little $5 here and a $5 there.
Well, don't let that go. Just
go
keep
back to
challenging
that.
It wouldn't, not even if it was a penny.
Yeah, I mean, you don't let
just
it go.
Go back to
keep
them
and explain the situation,
right.
and hopefully it'll get resolved.
And you send them the screenshot of your actual payment date, right?
All of it.
Yeah.
So good luck.
It may have just dropped through the cracks, so I'll just go back to them.
Thanks a lot. All right, back to the topic at hand. A caller, good morning. You're live on the air.
Good morning, Dwight.
Hi.
Good morning to your guest. My problem with this situation with this fraudulent voters card is usually when things like this take place in an environment, it's not just one person doing it. It's a group, right? So I think they need to investigate and find out exactly who all is involved in this. That's the first thing. The second thing is how many of these fraudulent voters cards are floating around and how many of them are actually on the voters registry. I think the government needs to postpone this election until September, have everybody re-register again, and let's start afresh.
Come on.
And if they don't want to do that, then the next thing they should consider doing is having everybody provide 2 forms of ID when they get to the poll, because this is ridiculous.
Yeah, you really think it's going to be thousands of people?
But here's the thing: we do not know. That's the thing.
I think we know it's not thousands.
And I honestly, I don't have any faith in the parliamentary commissioner. I really don't. I don't. At this point, we don't know, because we've been hearing this talks about fake passport, fake government IDs, and now here it is. It's coming to fruition. So we do not know.
I mean, you
gotta
look at who you're hearing it from, right? So I mean, people are putting out all kinds of stuff to create this.
Chaos.
Yeah, well, essentially.
But Dwight, let's be honest. They haven't been wrong. They haven't been far from the truth.
They have been. There are people. This has been happening for probably a very long time, but they're going to be it's a small number, and they slip through the cracks. Yeah. Again, people tell you look at the evidence, right? What's the fraud here to get people kicked out of the office? That's what it is, because people have not been able to consecutively win an election. Well, parties haven't been able to, unless you're saying it's the opposition that's conspiring to get people in so they could vote out the government. What? Huh? And no one's ever been surprised after a vote. Like, yeah, we knew they were going to win. So let's be reasonable here. And this is a sign that things are working when you show up to get the stuff.
Balances, yeah. So, I mean, even the parliamentary employee, did that person not know that there are checks and balances? Did this person not
Everybody
know?
thinks it's smarter than everybody else.
Because, I mean, if certain things aren't there, it's going to be an obvious fraud. So, but I guess if you're getting paid for something, it doesn't really matter once you deliver on that particular part of it. I don't know.
There are massive, you look at some of the financial institutions, people who have been presidents, vice presidents who've been working in the place for decades are often charged with crimes. So everybody, from the lowest level to the highest, thinks they're smarter than everybody else. There will always be people with criminal minds.
This is true.
But you have to make sure your systems can detect when there is a problem. And you also need to work on your PR too, because some people are working overtime to make things look much worse than they are. So I mean, what that caller was suggesting is wild.
To register again? I don't know.
But this is what happens when you allow criminals to thrive and become heroes in your country. You think everyone is one of them.
You know, we were having a debate yesterday, and my cousin said something very interesting. I think she got fed up with you know, how you were just saying, there's so much commentary and people saying all sorts of things. And one of the things that she shared in our group chat, and I was like, this is so real. She said that the real issue behind our problems in the Bahamian society is dishonest. And a dishonest and corrupt society produces dishonest and corrupt citizens and leaders in every sphere, not the other way around. So you go in there with a level of corruption, right? And that was like, I was like, wow, that is such a spot on.
Because there's so many dishonest, evil people around here that everybody thinks everybody is dishonest and evil.
Yeah. So.
Boy. Anyway. Speaking of that, again, this is what is going on with the police-involved shooting, the second one. Again, I'm saying nobody's answering the questions.
No, man.
Do we need to spread a rumor that the victim was American? Is that how we'll get answers? We don't know if the cop who got chopped with a cutlass, was that a real person? Who is he? What's happening with the matter?
We don't know.
Did it happen at all? This is wild. And the media's dropped it too. I got to call out my media colleagues. What the hell's going on? This is crazy. But everybody's very focused on the American man who's been released from custody. And what's that about? For the suspected, for his wife has gone missing. But, that's getting lots of international attention. But maybe we should tell folks that the other victim was American.
Wow.
Then we'll find out some information. But what am I missing? Did I miss something? Producer, did you hear anything since yesterday when I asked again? And last week when I was asking what's going on? Is the cop alive? How is cutlass wounds? This is crazy. Was he is it like a spy operation and they just made up that story to This is very strange. And the man is dead. I mean, his family's in mourning, but nobody's saying a word.
They're investigating.
No, they're not.
I know, right? But
wow. Anyway. Hi. By the way, the Adrian Gibson trial is back on.
Yeah.
This is a very interesting story. His former fiance taking the stand. She's been granted immunity so she can testify.
Right.
And this is quite a story. While that's going on, Gibson issued a statement that he won't be seeking re-election. Well, no duh. And that's all in the Nassau Guardian today. But we continue about the PRD and the worker arrested involved in this matter with the fraudulent voter's card. Let's get your reaction to that. Good morning, caller. You're on the air. Turn on your radio for us, please. Hi, good morning.
You know, Dwight, you said that the previous caller's suggestion about us possibly re-registering for election is wild and outlandish.
It is.
But Dwight, if you listen to you on the following two stories, like everything is just wild and outlandish.
They're not related. They're not related. And if you think it's that bad, then we need to shut down the whole country. Shut down the whole country and ask somebody else to come and save us.
What's most vexing about the situation, Dwight, is I think from going on almost 2 weeks now, I think we're in the second week now, that this story was in the court of public opinion is what I would call it.
Which one?
Moving around social media. And I believe that it's only when pressure came to bear from the public that people started to put questions to the relevant authorities.
Which story?
Consistently, what is going on with this story? Why isn't nobody answering this? And that's why you say that the stories are not related. But in terms of the kinds of response we're getting to whatever the issues are very similar. No response. It's almost like since the House has prorogued that nobody has nothing to say and anything buck up goes. And so it is crazy, Dwight, that in the court of public opinion now, we're seeing stories and incidents come up that unless we, the public, really press the issue and advocate for some sort of official response, nothing happens. It's like, let's hope that it goes away. Oh, the Bahamian people is forgetting 2 weeks.
That's fine.
They won't even
There's nothing wrong with that. That's a good thing. Keep doing it, Bahamian public. agitate. That is our role. That's what we're supposed to do.
But where are
So
the people, Dwight, that sign up to lead us in these efforts, that hold these various office of responsibility as it relates to these various issues across our country?
well, if they're
We're
serious
saying
about
anything to us,
if
it's only after we, the public, say that something, wherever there's smoke, there's fire. Then you hear,
Yeah.
oh yeah, we are investigating
That's
something.
fine.
Okay, we, the public, then investigate that long time and then find out what you're just now telling us. We didn't confirm it long time. We
Don't
just
worry
waiting
about
on
that.
y'all.
it's fine. Keep doing it. Keep doing it. When they realize that you're serious about how
That's
a country
what it
should
is,
run,
yeah.
they will finally get it. And
'Cause we've
and
been
then
really
many
passive.
times, yeah,
We've
many
been
times
really,
we've been
really
very
passive.
passive
Yeah.
and they don't get it.
Yeah.
So yeah.
I mean, it's just like, today the news comes out and everybody's in uproar about what's in the news today. Tomorrow something else comes out. They switch to whatever comes out tomorrow. So it's what's current. It's what's, there's no, I remember we supposed to get information last week about so and so and so. Then the influx of different situations every day, every week, whatever's current is what's...
Yeah. Look at this very stupid text that just came in. There are many before, but this one just caught my eye. Dwight, sometimes I wonder if you're truly a Bahamian. The police matter is just like the customs warehouse matter based on who or what may be involved. It's covered up. So what does the first part have to do with that? So you mean because I don't accept fraud and corruption and evil doing, so that means I'm not a Bahamian? Well, then fine. Then I'm not.
What?
Because if that's all you all know is piracy and being wicked, then I guess I'm not. You are a scary person. You frighten me. Text. This is a stupid text. I mean,
What is the text implying?
I don't
that we should just
understand it.
accept?
Yeah. What are you saying?
Yeah, I'm confused.
That's what we do? If you don't like it, you ain't no Bahamian? Okay. Well then, whatever. Thanks. Great. Caller, good morning. You're on the air.
Hi, good morning, Dwight and your guest.
Hi.
I'm a regular listener, but first-time caller to your show.
Welcome.
Thanks. So, one of your previous callers in regards to with what is going on with the NIB card, the voters card, and all of that, and all of the many incidents, what we are hearing. But I listened to your show when you interviewed the commissioner, and you asked him how many persons who received passport lately, how many of them were added. He could not even give a number. Okay. Also, he indicated this is the largest voters registry we ever had.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I am one of the Bahamians, and I think it's many because I know it's many. It's more than me, and it's more than him. We rather have the election postponed.
Okay, so let me stop you right there.
What do you mean?
So you are saying, yes, I did ask, right? Because lots of we had interviews with the passport officer and the parliamentary registration department commissioner. So I believe you're referring to the question about we've seen so many people naturalized in the papers, and we're wondering how many of those have registered to vote, right? That's what you're talking about?
Yes.
But those people have not fraudulently obtained their citizenship.
We don't know that.
Yeah,
That's the
yeah.
thing.
Well, okay.
No, we do not know. We do not
Why
know.
would you think they have?
I don't know. That's the
See,
thing about it.
come
We
on
don't
now.
know how
Again,
many.
you heard what they said. It goes through many different layers. The registrar
Yes,
department.
I
So you don't have any faith in your Bahamian people.
No, let me tell
You have
you
no
why.
faith in your Bahamian people.
Dwight,
You
let
think
me
they
tell
are
you why.
all criminals.
No, Dwight, let me tell you why. NIB card, right? That's the first item you normally get, NIB card. You don't get voter's card, then NIB card. Okay? So you have persons who working in the area. They say this person work in the area. We don't know. That's the thing about it. You make it seem like we know. We don't know what is going on. And that's the sad part about it.
So, I mean,
we
I'm...
only could assume, we saying only couple, as you said. Oh, no, it's only couple. We don't know.
So the people in the newspaper, the people in the newspaper who are applying for naturalization or citizenship or whatever, how did they get to the newspaper? Because, I mean, that's a part of the process, right? So they had to be vetted.
Let's say that part is
Right.
put aside, those persons who are in the newspaper.
Okay.
But we just don't know. Did he know that voter cards were missing?
Where are you getting that from?
Was that investigated? Did the police was informed that there were voter cards missing?
Actually, this is what you've been hearing people
I'm
say.
asking. All these are questions we are asking.
So again, the commissioner says there is a cross-agency approach to this. They are investigating constantly. The passport office says this as
I'm
well.
asking this.
Mhm.
How do you get a voter's card? Do you need an NIB card? We need an NIB card for everything. Why someone felt that it was safe to go with their voter's card to get an NIB card?
I don't know.
That's why they got arrested.
Exactly.
No, but there's so many. We don't know.
There could be thousands, and there could be just a few,
we just don't
right?
know, Dwight.
But
Right, we don't know.
And that's the thing. Once you don't know something, you don't feel at ease.
so what do you think is going to be the outcome if we go ahead? Mhm.
You don't feel at ease.
Mm. So what do you think is going to be the outcome if we go ahead with the election next month? What will
That's
happen?
it. Then one party can say, okay, we couldn't, it's not reliable because of what is going on. So we can have more uproar.
And how is that going to change if we postpone
This
it?
one do that. This one do that. And it's sad. I know it's sad. It's, as you said, that makes the whole country. It's sad, but it's reality.
Okay.
And a lot of
All right.
us out here, we are not trusting our government agencies.
Yeah.
And it's sad.
Well, thank you for calling. I really appreciate it. I'm hoping that you can find some ease and some peace before the election, but the fault is in your stars. You got to look within as to why. And I know they are giving you tons of reasons not to trust them.
Yeah.
I just mentioned the police force.
Yeah.
What the heck is wrong with them? But you got to have a little bit of faith, at least in this. We haven't had, not since I've been voting, any issue to be concerned. Apparently there were some problems in the 80s, but not since the 90s, right? I mean, it's been a remarkable process here. Countries around the world have acknowledged how this system is admirable. Let's not let this be, because of people's agendas, let this be the thing that derails what we've achieved in this country in this regard. Lots of other things to give you concern about, but not this. Not this.
I just want to know how putting the election off to September or any other date removes this particular element. It either gives more time for corruption that people are concerned about, or like how, like I don't get it. Like how about we put the necessary steps in place on election day to make sure that those who should vote are voting. Like you go to the voters, your wherever you go to vote, they look at your card, they check your identification, they make sure you're legally allowed to vote, and then you go and vote. Like
I can't answer. I don't know.
I just want to understand, what would change if the election is postponed?
I mean, it's not even an option. It's not even an option. But wow, this is.
But it's also good to hear, though, Dwight, that because you need data, and hearing from people that because that's what the second or third person that doesn't have faith in the entire process. I mean, that's important information to have too, that your electorate has some concerns about, because there's a lot of gossiping, there's a lot of information being circulated about what's happening. And, anytime it comes to the Haitian population, we go into overdrive, right? So this is just tapping into that.
Yeah. Well, if you don't want cavities, don't eat all the candy. So consider where you get your information from, and then try to ease up on it, perhaps, because it's just feeding that stuff that's going to rot your brain. No?
I don't know. Or either the government agencies or the government itself needs to be more transparent for its people and counteract some of this
Without a
foolishness.
doubt. Without a doubt. That needs to happen too. Yep, and don't be on the defensive all the time.
Correct.
Just say, hey.
Crap happens.
It's right, exactly.
Right.
Crap happens, but we can detect crap easily.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And we will expose the crap, and we're going to put the crap on trial.
And keep doing this,
yeah.
what you're doing. Keep putting them on trial, and then people will begin to realize that, okay, once it's found out that there is some action that is going to be taken, and begin to believe that checks and balances that will prevent.
Yeah.
But that has to be demonstrated as well.
The phone lines are all lit up, and we do want to get to the lottery issue. But let's continue talking about this. Caller, good morning. You're on the air.
Hey, Dwight. Good morning. How you doing?
Good morning.
Good morning to your guest. Your consistent call for the new commission, if we can still call it new, to demonstrate a new level of leadership is also a concern that I share.
I mean, everybody. I'm not just picking on the commissioner, but definitely the commissioner. The whole police force. This is insane what's going on.
She leads the police force, and I would start with her if I'm asking for answers in this current climate.
Sure.
We go back to the evidence with the young officer on camera with the roadside arrest. I'm not aware of any disciplinary action or any criminal action that has been taken.
You think that investigation is still ongoing?
I believe it still is.
Oh, my. Oh, wow. Wow,
We've
okay.
not heard anything about the police officers who allegedly were seen on camera planting evidence. And then we move forward to...
No, we did hear that one. We did hear. Now, you might not like the answer, but they're saying that
what happened?
The video caught that at the wrong time, that he wasn't planting, he was picking up.
Oh, I see.
Yeah,
I see.
and that...
So...
Right, and putting it back down because of evidence and all that stuff. So it wasn't like, it was not... Yeah, that one was explained.
I'm going to leave that there.
Right.
I didn't have the opportunity, Dwight, to thank you and congratulate you on your 14-year anniversary.
Oh, thank you very much.
And I'm one of those Bahamians who do believe that your constant commitment to giving the Bahamian people a voice and shining a spotlight on the current issues is something that we are most grateful for, and we are pretty proud of Guardian Radio for having stayed the course, particularly with Morning Blend.
Thank you so much.
That being said, Dwight, I want to ask some fundamental question about this debate in the public forum right now. Are you aware of how we go about obtaining if you are someone who claims to not have a birth certificate in the Bahamas, do you know what the basic process is to then obtain the equivalent, which is an affidavit that is equivalent in the Bahamas to a birth certificate? Are you familiar with the process?
Not really.
I am, because I'm a twin. I was born on July 10th. My brother and I here in Nassau, we left to go back to the family island, and when we came back to Nassau, we were unable to get a physical Bahamian birth certificate. So we had to get an affidavit. The process whereby someone who is given the title of Justice of the Peace and the powers of a Justice of the Peace can swear that they know the individual or individuals, as in the case of my twin brother and myself, who are applying, and they prepare a document and sign that document, and that document then becomes an official affidavit, which is equivalent to a birth certificate, which I have carried around in the Bahamas for all my life. I'm asking you that because it takes us to the question of the justice of the peace in this country. Are you aware that there are people in this country who are immigrants arrived on the shore of the Bahamas and has a justice of the peace license?
Say what?
I know them personally. I know immigrants in the Bahamas who arrive here as immigrants and have a justice of the peace license.
I mean, like, how long ago? I mean, what's the space between the time they arrived and the time they have this? Is it like
Is that arrive with?
Like next week?
Doesn't matter.
No, I mean, maybe it does. Maybe they're naturalized citizens and they...
Right. I am satisfied that as a patriotic Bahamian, And if I was given the ability to appoint justice of the peace, these category of persons would never be given a license. You cannot arrive in a country as an immigrant, then be naturalized, and then be
Are
given.
you saying they came here illegally?
No, it doesn't matter. The point is that you're giving someone the powers to give birth certificate from the greatest offender to arriving in our country illegally, and we have to face this as a Haitian. They are the greatest group of people who offend our immigration laws. And to take that category of people and say that I don't care whether they came here illegally or not, I do not support the fact that Haitians should have justice of the peace license. In fact, I think that every justice of the peace in the Bahamas should have their ability to produce an affidavit suspended forthwith until we could come to the bottom of the easiness with which affidavits as it relates to birth certificate is prepared in this country.
Okay.
That is the fundamental flaw that we have right now in this whole process. I call it the fruit of the poisonous tree.
Wow. Okay. Interesting. I know the JPs, they have an association or something, and they were on with Cecil Nuri's show a couple of weeks back. Maybe I need to have them on as well. Been lots of serious claims about JPs over the past few years here. But wow. Okay.
Before you move on, I do want to
some interesting claims.
Yeah, I do want to just, I get a little perturbed when we talk about the police force, and then yes, the commissioner is ultimately responsible. This is the commissioner has been commissioner for how long? So I want us to acknowledge the fact that she has actually inherited years and years and years. I saw that. Years and years of corruption. We have to be real. And, Trump is rogue. Trump is doing all sorts of wild things, right? When you have chaos, you need a leader, one, to have time to do what they need to do, but someone who is also unconventional, Dwight. And that makes people uncomfortable because they go against the grain. So if you have had 20 or 30 years of allowing people to have corrupt systems or know how to work the system, and you have a leader in any organization who's just come in a year or 2 years, you cannot expect that person would immediately clean that up. They can start to address those issues, but that elephant wasn't created. And this isn't just the police force. This is leadership generally. Right? That culture wasn't just created.
Sure.
So it's a process to change that and hold people accountable.
I hear you.
So,
I agree.
And you inherit a bunch of garbage. That's a lot, Dwight.
But regardless,
let me hear
there
this.
is no way that an off-duty police officer
agree with you.
can shoot a man who allegedly attacked him with a cutlass on the street in front of people, and we don't know the condition of the officer, who the officer is, and what's happening with the investigation.
I agree with
Many
that.
weeks later, when 2 days before a similar situation happened, and that person's been arrested and charged.
Correct. I agree with you. 100%.
And the victim in that case was an American citizen.
100% agree with you.
But here, a Bahamian shot dead in the street, allegedly after attacking
somebody
a police officer.
should give some
And
updates
no
on
one
what's
knows
happening.
anything.
I agree
no
that
matter
the communication,
how long you've been in the position,
communication
we
can
should know
improve.
more by this point. And this is insane.
Communication has to increase and improve. I agree with that.
Yeah. Okay. Wow, the show's taken a totally different turn from where
That's what talk radio does. That's what happens. Stop holding your head. Guys, y'all should see Dwight in the studio, okay?
Wow. Do we dare take a...
Why not?
One, we got to go to the news in a bit. But really quickly, caller, you got it less than a minute. Less than a minute. Good morning. Are you there? Let's take that other one quickly. Good morning, caller. You're on the air. Hi. Hi, we can hear you.
Hello.
Hi, good morning.
Yes, good morning, Dwight.
Hi.
Good morning. Good
Yes.
morning, baby sis.
You got less than a minute. Mm-hmm.
Yes, Dwight. The question that people have about these fraudulent stuff and all these documents and everything takes us back that we have to deal with the Constitution, because what had happened before independence in 1973, with the passing of a bill 5 days before, and establishing some Bahamas Nationality Act afterwards has to do with the fact they didn't follow what the Constitution is supposed to say. So these persons, and I know people take it personally about the people from the island of Hispaniola on the Creole side, that they are the ones using documents or processing these documents by declaration by their Consular General here in Nassau, which was never permitted before the 19th of June, 2012. You had to have the presidential for them to renounce. They cannot say what our Bahamas Nationality Act say. You can renounce or declare. Declare means you can make an affidavit, which they are doing with their Consular General here in Nassau, and they don't have a president now, but that was cut out since the 19th of June, 2012.
Okay, we got to go to the news. Wow. We keep making a lot of excuses. We can fix these things very easily. Somebody doesn't want to fix this, clearly. We got to go to the news. This is Morning Blend on Guardian Radio 96.9.
Wake up.
This is Guardian Radio 96.9 FM, streaming on GuardianTalkRadio.com and the Guardian Radio app, Nassau, Bahamas.
Welcome back to Morning Blend on Guardian Radio 96.9. We are streaming live on GuardianTalkRadio.com and on the Guardian Radio app for smart devices. You can tweet us, you can Facebook us, you can text us 422-4796. Standard text rates apply. And now at 8:23, it is time for another check of your weather for today, brought to you by Sherwin-Williams. So we've got an air gale warning still in effect for the Northwest Bahamas. That's until at least 8 p.m. tonight. The gale warnings will continue. The near gale warnings will continue for the central and southeast Bahamas until 8 p.m. on Thursday. So we've been enduring these very breezy conditions for a few days now, heading way back into last week. And a strong high-pressure system remains quasi-stationary across the country, producing these fresh to strong winds, rough seas, and quick-passing showers. And that's going to continue throughout the islands, with showers popping up over the central and southeast Bahamas with greater frequency. The Nair gale breezes will continue for the central and southeast Bahamas through the middle of the Thursday, as we said. Winds and seas will begin subsiding in the northern islands by tonight and slowly move south through Thursday. In the meantime, these features will continue to generate hazardous boating and beaching conditions. Outside of occasional passing showers, a dry air mass will keep weather conditions mostly pleasant for the remainder of the week, and a westward moving surface trough will enter the southeast Bahamas on Thursday. That's going to increase chances for rain into the weekend. For now, today, there's a high risk of currents and rough surf along all Atlantic exposed shorelines, and beachgoers and swimmers are strongly advised to stay out of the water. And there's a moderate risk of water inundation on all east-facing and Atlantic-exposed shorelines. Motorists and pedestrians along these coastal roadways should exercise caution, especially if you're near the Glass Window Bridge in Eleuthera. So for today, forecast calls for partly sunny conditions turning mostly fair tonight. Only about a 10% chance of isolated showers from most areas. The southeast Bahamas looking at a 10 to 20% chance, central islands as well, of isolated showers. Temperatures today are hovering around 84 degrees Fahrenheit, 29 Celsius. Overnight lows tonight in the upper 60s, low 70s for most areas. A bit warmer, around 74, 75 for the central, for the southeast Bahamas. In your extended outlook for tomorrow, Wednesday, look for a mix of sun and clouds for most areas, turning fair to partly cloudy at night. Slightly elevated chances for rain in the southeast Bahamas. By Thursday, partly sunny for most areas, becoming mostly fair at night, but partly cloudy to cloudy and cloudy at night for the southeastern islands. And Friday, a mix of sun and clouds, turning mostly fair at night. By Saturday, partly sunny to sunny, mostly fair at night. That's your morning blend weather check brought to you by Sherwin-Williams. If you're ready to refresh your space, head to your local Sherwin-Williams for premium paint, pro tips, and everyday deals that make it easy to get started. And it's time for Traffic Check, brought to you by NUA Insurance. We've got heavy traffic for you on Milo Butler Highway from Fire Trail straight up to Tawny Williams Darling Highway. You're going to see that in the northbound lanes. And once you get north of that roundabout, we've got some heavy traffic both directions on New Providence Highway, north and southbound. Six-Legger roundabout, seeing some heavy traffic on the JFK Drive side. That's eastbound and southbound on New Providence Highway. And near Saunders Beach, you've got some slow-moving traffic on West Bay Street, especially eastbound at this hour. Elsewhere, Blue Hill Road, as usual, very slow-moving, heavy traffic, both directions, but mainly northbound. Once you get north of Carmichael, and that's going to take you all the way up to Independence Drive. East Street, similar story, north of the Soldier Road intersection, mainly northbound, heavy traffic there, straight through the roundabout, and near Robinson Road, both directions. On West Bay Street again, we've got slow-moving traffic heading into downtown near Nassau Street, east of Arawak Key. And Prince Charles Drive, the major intersections, we've got some slow-moving westbound traffic, especially as you get close to Robinson Road heading westbound near into Marathon and East-West Highway. Those are your hot spots right now. And that's your real-time traffic brought to you by NUA Insurance Agents and Brokers. Reminding you that they are your partner for smart motor insurance and advice that puts you first. Whether you're at home or on the go, getting an instant motor quote is easy. Give them a call or visit your nearest branch or log in anytime at nuainsurance.com.
This is Guardian Radio 96.9 FM. Streaming on GuardianTalkRadio.com and the Guardian Radio app. Nassau, Bahamas.
Brother, 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 there's far too many of you dying. You know we've got to find a way to bring some loving here today. Yeah. Father, we don't need to escalate. You see, war is not the answer, for only love can create. You know we've got to find a way to bring some love in here today. Oh, picket lines and picket signs. Don't punish me with brutality. Talk to me so you can see what's going on. What's going on?
We're back with Morning Blend on Guardian Radio 96.9. Dwight Strachan along with Duquesne Dean. Coming up in a few minutes, we're going to be talking about a special event set for tomorrow, an information symposium, Bahamas and Ghana Information Symposium. We've got a special guest we're going to be talking to in just a few minutes. All right, so I wanted to wrap up what we were talking about before the break. I've got a lot of your text messages to get to, and a little bit later we'll get into the lottery discussion and how, and wrap up our analysis of the manifesto from the FNM. All right, so the messages here really quickly. Let's get through these. This person says here, I'm 71 years old, and it baffles me to see how both the PLP and the FNM still peddle the same old promises over a 30-year period and election cycle. What's more, the Bahamian people just fall in line every election cycle. It doesn't have to be thousands. This is about the voter the fraudulent voters documents, right? It doesn't have to be thousands. 10 people in the right constituency could make a difference. People who work with numbers know the small exceptions are at times the most costly. Okay. Who was the former person in charge of the passport office? Just asking, because where there is smoke, there is fire. Okay.
Oh.
Okay, there've been quite a few. So you mean the most recent? What are you saying? A lot of stuff that should be reported is dropped by the media. I watched a live until the morning about an industrial worker who was crushed in a tractor. Nothing was ever reported after. No name or anything. Well, I mean, I think that might just be which media you're paying attention to. I think there was information, but sure. Okay. This person says here, there's nothing embedded in the Purple's voter's card. Which comes first, the chicken or the egg? Voter's card or driver's license?
Or NIV.
They're being funny. I think
Right.
they're being funny. Ring the bell. Now the bell's rung. Now some have a problem with that, with the bell being rung. Okay. This fraud discussion is ridiculous. Fraud existed from time immemorial. If fraud was so prevalent in the Bahamas, elections would not have changed the governments for the last 20 years. Think about it. We should be considered one of the safest. I mean, that's the point I was trying to make earlier as well. Who does it work for? Right? Who does it work for? Just because someone applies for naturalization does not mean that the documents they relied on to apply for are fraudulent. There are JPs signing affidavits of births and other affidavits for money.
What?
Yes, that's true. That is true, too. That's right. Some of the callers are casting extremely wide nets and painting everybody with the same dirty brush. Do we know if any of these fraudulent voters' cards are actually in the voters' register? Well, that's what they're saying.
Yeah,
that
they
it
said it
doesn't.
was.
No.
One was, right?
No, they're saying that some of the people with fraudulent passports.
Okay,
might
the
have been.
passports. Okay.
That's what was alleged. That's what was alleged. In this case, that's in the papers today. This person was not on the voters' register. I can easily have a seal made up if I wanted.
Wait, hold on.
Should I forward this number to the police? Is that, or
wait.
you're just trying to make a very
Wait.
extreme example here, Texter? And I am sure some corrupt government workers have access to the seal. How are you sure? Simple way to create a fraudulent card. Yes, it is thousands of fraudulent documents. Yeah, you have the evidence. We need a nonpartisan group to audit all agencies before the election. That includes PRD, Passport Office, NIB, Ministry of Foreign Affairs. I agree with the postponement of the election. This is scary. At least all cards issued in the past year should be brought back in to verify. This is the exact reason the election was called early, hoping this wouldn't blow up before these fraudulent people vote in our country. My gosh. Okay. And they're asking, how is it that the voter register has increased by so many voters? Isn't that questionable? Well, it's been 5 years, and people have been at age, and some people who weren't on it before have decided to do it. You think it's... The process to obtaining citizenship is fraudulent from the foundation. If someone JP's out there and receives an affidavit with false information, then the process is flawed from day one. The caller's on point. Okay. My concern is about these affidavits is they're issued by crooked justices of the peace. I believe this is one of the first steps to obtain various national identifications.
And they think that only the Haitian JPs are issuing them?
First of all, Haitian JPs?
You know, they've been naturalized or have citizenship.
Well.
Or could it be all for money?
Yeah.
All right. Why just only one set?
Why did the government, there's a text, why did the government call the early election in the first place before cleaning up the elections register? Well, the parliamentary commissioner said the register is cleaned daily. It's cleaned daily. They probably did so to avoid these issues. Oh, my goodness. Prior to them calling elections, they heard a number of complaints about huge numbers of people on the register that political parties couldn't find. There are numbers of people obtaining citizenship on fraudulent marriages and documents. This is an important issue. Good show. So who are they fraudulently marrying? Who are those people? What's up with that?
Are they being paid to marry people?
Even if they are.
Like, seriously.
That's the thing, who's doing that? Why are you doing that?
That's the thing,
you want to destroy the country. That's what you want because you want some money.
They don't look that far, Dwight.
Okay.
You're thinking that they look that far. They look at, I have $2,000 in my pocket. There's no further. Okay, how does this impact the country down the road?
Okay.
No.
Oh well, great.
No.
I want Dwight to calm down and stop calling people stupid. It's the perspective of the listeners, and we must value their comments. Oh, yeah? And just say that it's not the views of the Guardian. You can't take the Donald Trump approach. Who says? Most powerful man in the world. Why not? Why not? If it's good for him, why not for me? Wow. I don't agree with your conclusion that there is no fraud in the elections. We didn't say that. We said, but it is relatively easy to detect. And we've had situations, and they've gone to court, and they've done things, right? And there's been a process, and yeah. Why do you think the floating ballot is talked about at almost every election? This has happened. Now we've seen too many instances of fraudulent documents to feel comfortable and just sit back and relax when it comes to this election. Lastly, does anyone believe there wasn't some fraudulent voters in the most recent by-election in Golden Isles? The water is muddy, my friends. I mean, the turnout was not high. I don't know. The Commissioner of Police can start with cleaning up the many road violators. I do not agree with your comments. The Commissioner of Police is too silent. There has been no significant change under her leadership. None, Duquesa.
All right.
I do not agree with your co-host. The Commissioner is a career officer. She has been in the system for many years. If she's not stepping to the plate on these matters from day one, it speaks volumes to her stance and views on the force. She's too complacent in her position already.
I mean, how many of you have actually had to do the change process? How many of you have actually stood in an organization that is reaped with corruption? Its culture is one of underhandedness that has criminals in it, and have to clean that up and have had that happen in 2 years? Like, you've inherited garbage. And you're trying to make that clean. Yes, I agree communication from the force could be better. And I'm not just saying this because this is the commissioner. I'm saying this of any leader of an organization who has been tasked with changing the culture or cleaning that organization up. That process takes time.
I hear you.
And you have to really have the courage to do the things that are necessary to bring that change about. That doesn't happen overnight.
Okay.
But we could agree to disagree, ladies and gentlemen. I'm cool with that.
Okay. Dwight, would you keep an employee employed for 53 years if they've been failing? Don't you think we need a hospital in better at the very least? What would you do to your management staff if you discovered fraud within their portfolio before them? We need a change.
Change all.
There's a lot of interesting things you're asking. What's that got to do with the same Register General? Is that the word? That's who you're talking about here, or you mean the Parliamentary Commissioner? Which one? Who said that the people who live in Golden Isles only to be discovered that he was totally wrong? No, you're misconstruing things that were said. That's not quite okay. People weren't coming in to say that they moved. And that was the problem with Golden Isles. Right? They were still there, but they didn't come into to change. And a lot of people have been doing that over the past few weeks. So the perspective of some of these listeners don't make any sense. That's what I say.
But your voices still matter.
Sure. They hear one person say something that sounds viable with little to no real evidence, and we run with this like they saw it themselves.
What do you call it? When people have a fear or something?
Madness.
No.
No? Okay.
No, like there's been this overbearing fear of Haitians taking over from I was a little girl.
I mean, that is technically xenophobia. People don't like that word here.
That's the
they
word
don't like that word. But I don't know if it's just Haitians. It's all island people. That's a common thing around the world. If you live on an island, you're paranoid because the islands often get invaded. And this one has certainly been invaded quite a lot by many different countries. So it's. Anyway, do journalists have ethics? Wow. This is the text. The fraud begins with NIB. How did you get from... Wow. The fraud begins with NIB. Someone who worked there shared information that many people get their card with an address. What is going on here? They're testifying some stuff. Okay. Wow, that's a serious text. But it begins with, do journalists have ethics? Immigration will deter illegal voters. They won't try voting. Place immigration officers at the voting polls.
Is that a part of the strategy? Do you know?
I have not heard that. But there are lots of people at the polls, lots of people challenging you, lots of people saying you don't look like this person in this voter's card, lots of people who will.
And speaking English is a requirement.
Well, I wouldn't recommend anybody who can't speak English, especially this election, try to show up at the polls.
Right.
And if you have got a weird behaving accent, you might have some issues too this time. But anyway, this person says, speak truth to power, Duquesa. Yeah. And this one says, remember, true Bahamians, change is here. Change is here. Okay.
Interesting.
We got to go to a break. Got a whole lot more very interesting discussions coming up this morning, folks. You don't want to miss it. This is Morning Blend on Guardian Radio 96.9.
Everybody thinks we're at home. Oh, but who are they to judge us? Simply cause our hair is long. Oh, you know we've got to find bring some understanding.
Sherwin-Williams doesn't mess about when it comes to product range and product knowledge.
If it's a new product come in the store, we walk the store and study that product.
One thing with our boss, if a new product comes in, he takes the time and he's always keeping us up to date with product knowledge. And we just had 9 weeks of different products that we had to study, and we had exams at the end of each product.
Yeah.
The only way we could sell the product effective we have to know that product. Yeah, that
Yes,
helps us to
yes.
relate to our customers. It gives us better knowledge to know what product to introduce to them. You understand? So we can know what product to give them to use and what product not to give them to use. So product knowledge is really key in Sherwin-Williams.
They got the keys. And the key is the product knowledge that comes with our extensive product range at Sherwin-Williams Paints, Bahamas. Find color in every day.
This is definitely the time for BAMSI to continue to build on the progress that we've made. There's now drone technology. There's now year-round container farming. You have hydroponics. You have aquaponics. You have precision farming. There have been record numbers of enrollments, record numbers of flat fishing certifications. We've had record enrollments in our online courses. Students from across the family of islands. Because in BAMSI, we are not just cultivating produce. We're cultivating producers.
In the world of business, technology is not a choice, it's a necessity. And for businesses that demand excellence, there's one choice for unparalleled support and cutting-edge technology. Custom Computers. You have challenges and we have solutions. Computing, networking, storage, and printing for enterprises large and small, aligned with premium brands like HP, Microsoft, Konica Minolta, and more. Get tech done the right way with Custom Computers. Call the know-how team at 396-1101.
No one likes a fender bender.
Oh, man.
From a little scratch to a full mashup, NUA Insurance has got you covered with auto insurance tailored to fit your needs and budget. For affordable rates with free on-site accident assistance, visit us online or in branch and just ask us. NUA Insurance. Ask us because we've got you covered.
It's the Free National Movement Fire Forward Rally, Nassau Southern Zone. Hear from Dr. Dwayne Sands, Bamboo Town, Darren Hinfield, South Beach, Denari Road, Pinewood, Orinthia Komalafi, Carmichael, Michael Folks, Golden Gates, Rick Fox, Garden Hills, Deputy Leader Shannon Dawn Cartwright, and Party Leader Michael Pentard. This Tuesday, April 14th, at Golden Gate Rural Outreach Ministries parking lot at 7:30 p.m. That's the Free National Movement Fire Forward Rally, Nassau Southern Zone. See you there.
Put more money back in your pocket with the Fidelity Debt Consolidation Loan. Why pay more when you can pay less? Reduce your monthly debt payments down to one low, easy payment. Apply for a Fidelity Debt Consolidation Loan today. Call 356-7764.
Fidelity, we're good for you.
This is Guardian Radio 96.9 FM, streaming on GuardianTalkRadio.com and the Guardian Radio app, Nassau, Bahamas.
When reggae scriptures hit me, man, I feel it in my bones. So much love for the culture. Oh, I just can't leave it alone. When take a trip to an out island, when jump aboard Bahamas Air, grab my drum and I'll grab my saw. Oh, can't miss no festival this year. No, some say it's magical, some say it's musical. Come get a belly full of the Haitian culture. Some get emotional, some take it personal. Get all hysterical of the Haitian culture. Yes, go crazy for this thing, boy. Oh, shit. Give me grits, come on. Woo! Give it. Listen, when last you shooting marbles, make a kite flip and flop. When last you swim in the blue hole, when last you try spinning top, when last you had a piece of Medicaid, when last you had a piece of tart, when last you mix a can of switcher, or bake bread out in the yard. Yes, some say it's magical, some say it's musical. Come get a belly full of Bahamian culture. Some get emotional, some take it personal. Get all hysterical for Bahamian culture. Come on! Woo! Yes, man!
We are back with Morning Blend on Guardian Radio 96.9. Dwight, Toronto, Duquesa, Dean. And we're going to take a break from the politics for now. We'll get back to it a little bit later in the show in business. But a special event's coming up. Bahamas and Ghana Ahanta West Information Symposium coming up tomorrow, actually. And there's a very special guest in town for this. We're very happy to have the Member of Parliament for Ahanta in Ghana, Mavis Kukua Bisu, with us this morning. Good morning. Great to have you with us.
Good morning.
I hope I got the name right.
Yes, you did.
Okay.
You did good. Yes.
And our dear friend Angelique McKay
Good morning.
is with us as well. Good to see you.
Thank you. Thank you for having us.
All right, so we're going to get into the symposium in just a bit. But our guest's resume is quite impressive. And we are so happy to have her with us. As we are approaching an election here, and so many issues about governance in the country, we need to discuss. We need to talk about. I'm looking at the things that you are responsible for. You're on several committees in Ghana, and you are responsible for public administration, state interests.
Yes.
So let's talk about that as we talk about the governance of our country and the centralized system we have here and what happens in far-flung communities. So set it up for us. Explain Ahanta and where it is in relation to the rest of Ghana and some of the unique issues you have there. And then we'll get deeper into why I'm bringing this up. And you can tilt that mic up right there so it's right in front of your mouth.
Bring the mic up.
Yeah, there we go.
Good.
Okay, so hello to the Bahamas. And we're cousins, aren't we?
Yes.
So hello to my cousins. And then I'm glad to be here. It's a beautiful country, very, very peaceful.
Great to have you.
And I'm definitely going to come back.
That's wonderful.
I think I'm going to have a home here.
Oh.
Yes, okay, so Ahanta West, especially because Ahanta it's big. It has other communities and other towns in it. But I am the Member of Parliament for Ahanta West. And that is where Madame Angelique is the Queen Mother of one of my communities.
Right.
A community where Jean Kanun comes from, and his real name is Jean Kwao. So it's a beautiful country, just like Bahamas, but Bahamas is stop.
Oh wow!
We're still getting there. Hopefully, during my time, we'll make it look better.
Yeah, excellent.
Yeah, but Ahanta West, it's downside there, the coast. We have a lot of coastal areas in Ahanta, and as a Member of Parliament, I'm looking forward to make sure that everyone hears about Ahanta. Everyone hears about Ahanta. And it's my first time Member of Parliament, and I think I'm doing well if I have to praise myself.
Right.
But so far, so good. So far, so good. And Ahanta is in the western part of Ghana, western region.
Right. How far from the capital?
If you take a flight, it's like 40 minutes, and then you drive 15 minutes from Takoradi town, and then you get into Ahanta West. But if you're driving from Accra, it's almost 4 hours, depending on how you drive.
Right.
Yeah, exactly. Depending on how you drive. And then you get into my constituency.
What's the population of that particular?
With a voting pattern, I think we have about almost 80,000 people who normally vote. But it's beyond that because sometimes, some of them are in the indigenous areas, so they don't get counted. So we're looking around 100,000 and more. Yeah.
So how is decision-making done? Explain that to us. How much of a role does ACRA play in the management of Ahanta? How much autonomy do you have?
Since it's part of Ghana, obviously decisions being made from the top has to reflect on us as well. But it also depends on what I take to the top as a Member of Parliament, because the President doesn't have eyes everywhere. The Finance Minister doesn't have eyes everywhere. So what I report is what they get. And sometimes they send people into, we have the national security and the BNI people, they send them in there to also see things. So I think I would say that I have control since I'm the MP of the constituency and how it is run and how things go down there. And most of it I have to report up there as well for them to be able to bring the sort of help that I need to make sure things are going well. So I think I have Yeah.
Tell us more about the role of the MP. Is there a local government? Is there a municipal government? Or does the MP make most of the decisions?
Yes, there's a local government, the MC, which is the municipal chief executive. He is more like after all the voting and the elections and all the noise, because the member of parliament is most of the time in the capital, in parliament. Right. There need to be someone at the back looking at things, making sure everything is okay. So the president appoints someone and then put them as the MC, which is the municipal chief executive, to be looking, making sure things are going well. And with that, he's handed over, the assembly is given a whopping amount. I don't want to mention that, so that they can run things, doing projects for the local communities and other things. So that is how it works.
What type of things do they oversee?
Like, obviously, roads is not part of it, but reshaping it. Like knowing when the roads are going bad, and like you need to use a machine to just reshape it a bit. That can be done by municipal. And the market
So
areas,
central
cleaning.
government doesn't deal with the road.
No, they deal with the roads.
Making a new road.
Making new roads,
Right.
but making sure it's being maintained. It's also the highways. But some of the roads, the asphalt is gone off, and it's just the clay and stuff. That one, the MC or myself can handle it, but making sure that it's okay for people to. It's more trouble. But when it comes to doing the road itself, it has nothing to do with me, or I just go lobby for it.
Right. Okay.
That's what I do. Yeah.
But the municipal authority will deal with maintaining
Maintaining it. Yeah, exactly. And then a few other issues down there, like back there we do like public toilets and all that, where everybody can go to, so they deal with that as well. There are schools, like the maintenance of things in the constituency, and
so schools as well.
Schools and that dealing with. Oh, yes, that's how it works. Things that the president or the higher people cannot come and do. That is what goes through the municipal.
Yeah. So you said the head is appointed, but the other people, are they appointed as well, or are they
The
voted
people that
on?
work in the municipal, they're the technocrats. They are appointed and sometimes just posted there with appointment letters and all that. So they're not supposed to be politically doing anything, because they're not supposed to belong anywhere. They're just in the middle. But of course, by all means, deep down they have their own affiliations here. So they don't get appointed by the president. It's like a normal job interview that you go through to get a job. Yes.
Yeah. So I guess the response time to when there is a problem is relatively quick. Is that right?
In the municipal? Yes, that is why the MC is there, so that at least he can take care of things whilst I'm away. Before I get to hear these things, he's heard of it already, and then he informs me. And the ones that I had to do, I have to do. The ones that he can do, he has to do it before I get back.
Yeah.
It's a great help to you.
Yes.
And how many would you have in Ahanta? How many of those would there be?
The MCs, just one.
Just one. Okay.
Yes,
But
just one.
each constituency would have
Each constituency or each district or municipal is divided into district and municipals. So the municipal has an MC, which is the municipal chief executive, and the district has the DCE, district chief executive. So that it depends on how big the constituency is.
Okay. I hope folks are paying attention. This is really interesting as we grapple with how things should be done here, and thinking that there's only one way to do things, but interesting stuff. All right, so tell us about your role in culture and preserving. You talked about Jonquan and the ties to Jum. Let's talk about that.
Yeah, so I'm so much into making sure our culture gets out there, and getting my cousins over here, coming down there to see what they can all do.
Have you seen our Junkanu yet?
Not yet.
Not yet.
I can't wait. Not yet, but I'm definitely going to see them before I leave.
Yes.
Because by all means, July they're coming to Ghana. We'll talk about July. So I need to see them first. But I'm so much into culture because I believe that is where everything starts from. Without culture, I don't think you can move forward. You're actually nothing without culture. So I'm so much into that. Unfortunately, the previous MPs that came before me didn't take that on. It didn't mean nothing to them. They just came as MPs and they did what they had to do and then just leave. But I have taken that up on, starting with the Hunter language. language that is spoken indigenously amongst ourselves. But unfortunately, because of migration, other people moving in and all that, and diluting, if I should use that word. So the language is gradually fading away.
Yeah.
So I had to take it upon myself that no, by all means, I needed to bring it back. And I think one thing was that it was also not being taught in schools. They were teaching other languages in school, but not their Hunter language. So thank God, finally, within a year, it's now part of the curriculum in Ghana that is going to be taught in schools.
Excellent.
And I also made sure that there's a university of languages. And now you can do a Hunter language up to the PhD level.
Oh, my
And then I pushed that one as well. So starting with the language, I think that is something to do with the culture that I'm doing. And one thing that I'm also doing is last year I started the Hunter Heritage Month, which is July. I had to consult all the chiefs and make sure that they agreed with me. I did that because one of the kings, the greatest kings in Ghana, is from a Hunter. He's called Bedu Bonzo II. He was beheaded by the Dutch in the slave time. Transatlantic slave trade that time. And because he was resisting, he fought lots of them. In the end, there was a betrayal somewhere, and then he was caught and then beheaded. Wow. The head was sent to the Dutch Netherlands for over 100 years.
My goodness.
They just wanted to know why he was so powerful that he could fight so many people all by himself. And so in the end, we finally got the head back. It's in Accra as I'm talking to you, in a hospital called 37. Wow. So it's all part of the culture. And then the greatest Jan Kwao, who was also forgotten in Ghana.
Right.
And then I'm trying to bring all that history back so that the kids can learn that in school, and then we can get it back into the history books. So I declared July a Heritage Month.
Yeah.
And
well, we also aren't learning much. Angelique and Christopher Davis are doing a lot to teach us about John Kwao, but it's not widespread knowledge about him here, Angelique. So we've got a lot of work to do here as well.
Yes.
What do you recommend? What can we do to bolster that, to get more people aware of this heritage?
I think since there's the ancestry linkage from here to the Hunter, I'm thinking that once we're doing this Heritage Month every year, July, more of my cousins from here should be able to be part of the Heritage Month program in Ghana.
I'm looking at you thinking you look like so many people I know. It's crazy. It's crazy.
Your guy and there's that look like his cousin.
Yes.
Yeah, I know.
It's wild. It's wild.
Yeah. So it's definitely showing that there's a link.
Yes.
That we're from the same place. Yes. So I'm hoping that you'll be part of the July Heritage Month. Like every year, more Bahamians will keep coming, getting to know their roots. Because out of that program, there's going to be a day of lecture where we tell stories about the heroes of a Hunter, what they did, and then how they died and all that. There's also going to be carnivals. I'm hoping that the Jankanus will be in Ghana in July for a collaboration between the Jankanus here and the Ankos. It's the same thing, but we call it Ankos in Ghana. So a big carnival.
Right.
And then there's going to be a chief's derby. There's going to be a tour in a Hunter for people to see what we have and what they can invest in. So a whole lot of program is going to happen in July. So I'm hoping that you can partake in that. And then hopefully moving forward, you never know, we can mirror the same thing over here, a Hunter Heritage Month in the Bahamas. Probably in the same month, but different times. So we can have here and then we can have Ghana, just to make sure we link up properly.
Amazing. Yeah. We are talking with the Honorable Mavis Kukua Bisu, the Member of Parliament for Hunter West in Ghana. Very happy to have her in studio with us this morning. All right, so we're going to get into the symposium in just a bit. Let's take this call very quickly. Caller, good morning. You're live on the air.
Morning, my brother. How you doing?
Good
Chris
morning.
Davis, Nana John Kwao II.
There you go. Good morning. Great to have you with us. We expected that you would call and get to hear from you.
Yeah. Well, I just want to welcome the Honorable Kukua to the Bahamas, of course. And hello to everybody that's in the studio.
Morning.
Morning.
Hello, John Kwao II.
Yeah,
I'm expecting you.
Yes. So, it's a very interesting thing, but we have recently put the story of a Hunter and Nana John Kwao, as well as Bedu Bonzo II, who is actually featured in the new BGCSE textbook,
Excellent.
which has already begun to be rolled out, but I think will be fully rolled out in September.
Wow.
So we are making confident strides. I'll also let a little cat out the bag. I'm working on a massive article that focuses specifically on anti-resistance to Europeans from the late 1400s right up, even past the great Baidu Bonsu II to Baidu Bonsu V.
Wow.
Right? And so we have a lot going on. I just wanted to call and let my voice be heard and all of that stuff. And, of course, to greet Honorable Kukwa. And I hope that the trip here will be fruitful. So I'll just hang up and listen.
Okay.
All right.
Thank
Thank
you
you.
so much. Looking forward to that.
Thank you.
And I'm glad that we're making that adjustment to our education system there. All right. So this event tomorrow, the Information Symposium. What is this? What's going to be happening tomorrow? Angelique?
Yes.
Well, this is something that's hosted by the Orange Economy Unit, specifically the Ghana Relations Desk. And that desk, I'll just say, was created based on that the Orange Economy Unit has been doing with Ghana, based on the research that Christopher Davis would have done connecting us with Ghana and the Western region. And the Ghana Relations Desk has assisted with taking persons, faculty from the University of the Bahamas, as well as students from the University of the Bahamas, so that we could begin to bridge that gap so that our students can be immersed in the culture in Ghana, specifically in Ahanta, to be able to link everything firsthand and on the ground. Now, there are a lot of opportunities based as well on the sister city agreement that we signed with Ahanta a few years ago. And the pillars for that were academic and cultural exchanges, investment opportunities, and opportunities for employment exchanges between both countries. So the symposium tomorrow is going to have Madam Bisua speak about investment opportunities in Ghana, specifically in the Ahanta region, to be able to identify all of the checks and balances that we would need to go through here in order to make it happen, to be able to identify businesses that want partners to help grow their business. So it's a symbiotic relationship that we're looking to build between both, as well as being able to say, my heart bleeds culture, right? So opportunities for us to have some of our artists be able to perform, display, do exhibitions in Ghana as well, collaboration with fashion designers, with jewelry makers, to be able to have some of our students attend the universities there. Takoradi Technical University in the Ahanta region specifically has vibrant art programs. So those are the things that we're going to be talking about tomorrow, because a lot of persons have been reaching out asking about investments in Ghana. And of course, I don't know. I'd just be like, there are opportunities. But to be able to be specific, and even if they come up with questions tomorrow that are not able to be answered tomorrow, they will be addressed and dealt with and answered so that it could happen.
Okay, so I guess you answered the question there. Who should attend?
Right.
So anybody who wants this information should be there. How many people can you accommodate, and is there a cost?
It's free. It's at SBDC space on Gladstone Road, former Phil's. We're looking at accommodating about 60 persons at the event. So it's an intimate setting. But it's not going to be the last opportunity for us to be able to field questions. It's just that if the interest is there, because one of the things that we had already started as well with His Excellency Andrew Wilson, along with Christopher Davis, was to do a trade mission. And something happened with the chairman of the Trade Commission as well, Senator Barry Griffith. So the ball has started to be rolling over the past couple of years. So to have somebody here in the Bahamas that could speak to the opportunities that are there in Ghana so that we could know, okay, you need to have $3 on your bank account to be able to invest. You need to have this permit, this paper that she's able to address those with regards to that, as well as being able to, a lot of people want to bring items from Ghana to the Bahamas. So these are the kinds of things that will be addressed tomorrow.
So do you need to have anything with you or just come for the information?
Bring your pen and paper or your iPad or tablet. It's also in partnership with the women of Eta Psi Omega, chapter of Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated. In January, a lot of the women were in Ghana because the sorority chartered a new chapter in Accra. And they paid a courtesy call on the Member of Parliament. And during that time, they were asking about investment opportunities as well. So now they're in partnership with taking place tomorrow.
Okay, excellent. So what are you interested? Do you have to sign up or just show up?
We just show up. But if you have any other questions, you know the number for that. But it's just you just show up. We can accommodate 60 people. It starts at 10.
10 a.m.
10 a.m. tomorrow. Sorry. 6 be there. So, but if you want to stand, if 60 seats are gone, but even if you're not able to get there and you have questions, you can send us an email, orangeeconomyunit@bahamas.gov.bs with your questions so that we can have them addressed for you.
Yeah. All right. So Mavis, Kukua, Bisu, and I'm sure there are some people who are still skeptical about Africa. What do you say to those folks who aren't on board yet and aren't recognizing the potential, the great potential of Ghana and the wider continent?
Yeah, I think most of the time when you watch TV and then they show you parts of Africa, you think it's all about poverty and people dying and all that. And I think that is a misconception. It confuses people. Of course, everywhere in the world, there are places like that. Especially when you go to the US, you see homeless people. When you go to, I lived in the UK for like over 20 years. And sometimes you walk in and then somebody asking any change to spare, and they are not black. So it's everywhere. So sometimes I used to wonder why they only show the parts of Africa that is like that. But there are other beautiful areas that when you go there, just like when I got here, I don't want to go back. It's the same way that when you get there, you don't want to come back. So let's take a hunter, for instance. I have over 15 coastal areas with beautiful beaches, sandy beaches. And in a hunter, when it's rocky. When it's sandy, it is sandy. So everywhere is beautiful. The only problem in a hunter is my roads. And that I am on it.
We can relate.
Yes.
No. That's a different level.
That's a different problem altogether. You can't compare that one to
okay.
Boy.
That's I want to say bad roads. It's bad roads.
Okay.
Yes. The one that you go and come back and you want to take a painkiller. So I'm on that one because I've made that my priority. I've been on the road minister all the time, and he knows that I'm on him. So hopefully that by the time I'm done with my 4 years, I would be able to do something about our roads, because that is the only issue that stops people from coming. Apart from that, we have beautiful, beautiful, beautiful areas from the Cape 3 Point to Akwida, and then we have like 4 forts that represent slavery in Ahanta West. In the western region, most of the communities, they have one, but Ahanta alone has 4. So it tells you a lot went on there. And these are some of the things that I'm trying to promote and all that. So I'd say that we should come. Ahanta is beautiful enough for investment.
Experience it.
So the contingent that you're looking to put together is to travel in July?
Well, we have Voyage to Ghana, Pilgrimage to Ahanta set for October, because that's something that we had started doing twice a year. But we're trying to see what can happen for July to be able to carry a number of persons in July as well.
Yeah.
Because it's not an inexpensive trip.
Right.
Yeah.
Plan for it.
Yeah. This texter, I think you know who this is. It's a privilege to have the MP of Ahanta West in Ghana on a visit to the Bahamas, the deepening of the relationships with our ancestral home. As a commando who carried Junkanoo back home to Ghana, this is a full circle moment and speaks loudly to who we are. Tell my cousins hello.
Hello, cousin.
Let's see if we can get this call in very quickly. Are you no? Okay. So one more time, remind folks about what's going to be happening tomorrow. And
The symposium tomorrow, 10 a.m., SBDC on Gladstone Road. We're speaking about, well, actually, the Member of Parliament will be addressing any questions related to investment opportunities, cultural exchange opportunities, academic exchange opportunities, employment exchange opportunities. She's going to be answering from a governmental standpoint because she would know all of the hoops that need to be jumped through, all of the I's that needs to be dotted in order for these things to happen. Different areas, because people ask, a lot of persons have been asking about farming opportunities as well as fabric line and jewelry and beads. And she would be in a position to let us know what needs to happen in order to get these balls rolling. And we have some entities that are looking at being able to ship items over. She could assist.
And if people want to come home.
Yes, definitely.
The
Come
process by
go with
which-
Queen Mother to a hunter.
Yes, I'm coming with you. I'm coming
Yes,
with you.
good.
Excellent stuff. Again, it's been our pleasure to have you with us, Mavis Kukua Bisu. Watch me get myself in trouble. Do you have lottery in Ghana?
Yes, we have lottery in Ghana. I don't do lottery though.
You don't do it?
Because
Okay.
I've never won. I don't think I have luck in that one,
Right.
so
Okay.
I try not to do it.
Yeah. But you have it. How does it work? The same way they
Same
work
way,
everywhere.
yeah. Same way everywhere. We have the bets. You know, when you do my bets and all that, it's going on there.
Okay.
And how does it work? Does it help the country? Does it in what way?
Yes. The NLA, which is a national lottery, they do a lot of what do you call it? Programs or there's a word for it. Social.
Okay.
Corporate social responsibility.
Okay.
They do a lot of that for communities, and sometimes even the MPs go to them with sort of issues like, you know what, I need a school in my constituency, I need that, and then they're able to help with that as well. So I say they're helping.
Interesting. Interesting stuff. We can tie that into our discussion
Yeah.
after the break, but
Yeah.
thank you again
Nice
for
to
being here
meet
this
you.
morning.
Thank you.
Enjoy your stay in the Bahamas.
Thank you.
Angelique McKay.
Thanks
thank
for
you.
having
Keep
us.
up the great work that
Thanks
you're
for
doing.
having us.
Thank you very
Thank
much.
you.
And again, enjoy. We'll be back after the news. This is Morning Blend on Guardian Radio 96.9.
Thank you.
When last you been out rushing on the street or in the church? See, it's all Bahamian culture, man. It's jump up time, let's get to work. Yes, some say it's magical, some say it's musical. Come get your belly full of Bahamian culture. Some get emotional, some take it personal. Get all hysterical for Bahamian culture. Just like Rick and Scrape, you start to jump and shake. You got to gyrate. That's Bahamian culture. Come dance the junkanoo, hold tight and jump up to
Marcos is so bad. Don't think small, think big. The big XL deal at Marcos Pizza is just $16.50. One extra large, one topping pizza you'll love at a great price. Big nights need big pizza. Made with our founder's signature sauce, fresh cheese, and fresh dough. Taste the freshness in every slice. Big slices, big flavor, big value. Order now at MarcosPizzaBahamas.com. Go big tonight with Marcos.
Monday, April 13th, Grand Bahama. Join the PLP. Meet us in West End at 7:30 p.m. for a rally for progress. Hear from Prime Minister Philip Brave Davis, Deputy Prime Minister Chester Cooper, and your Grand Bahama team, including Ginger Moxie, Dr. Monique Pratt, Eddie Wan, Paco O'Neill, and Kingsley Smith Jr. This is about the future of Grand Bahama and the opportunities ahead. Bring your family, bring your voice. Come, stand with us. Monday, April 13th, 7:30 p.m. West End, Grand Bahama. Choose progress.
Tired of banks forcing you to use technology to bank the way they want you to? Your convenience is important. So no matter what your banking needs, Commonwealth Bank's friendly staff are always available in branch for that personal one-on-one service. But when you choose technology, our online and mobile banking app offers you state-of-the-art functionality. The choice is yours. Commonwealth Bank. Bank the way you want.
At Star General, you can go gold. Comprehensive car insurance covers loss or damage from accidents, fire, theft, and third-party liability. But the Gold package gives you increased coverage for rental car and windscreen, personal accident, medical benefits, deductible waiver, and 24-hour roadside assistance where available. Our Star General Gold package also gives you up to $2,500 for accidental damage to a rental car anywhere in the Bahamas. Go gold with Star General. Insurance made simple.
This is Guardian Radio 96.9 FM. Fresh news, smart talk, all day. The views and opinions of the hosts and guests are their own and do not necessarily reflect the views of the management and staff of Guardian Radio.
Wake up, it's a new day. Wake up, it's a new day.
Good morning and welcome to a special Morning Blend Business on this Tuesday, April 14th, 2026. Welcome back to our Morning Blend listeners. Once again, I'm Dwight Strachan along with Duquesa Dean. And this morning we're going to continue what we started yesterday, going through the manifesto for the F&M. We do now have the PLP's Blueprint for Change document for progress document. And so over the next few days, we'll get to that as well. But also in this hour, I want to talk about the response to part of the F&M's manifesto, their pledge that they would start a national lottery. And there's been some very interesting pushback, feedback, response to that. So we're going to get to that. And that might derail us a bit from going through the rest of the manifesto, since that part is what some people are fixated on. And in some ways, that's not surprising, especially the people who are talking and the things they're saying, right? So we're going to get into that in just a second, but I really have to get to this. We heard in the news, and this is just a wild, wild story. So disturbing. This fatal shooting overnight. This is
crazy,
heartbreaking. So this is what the Royal Bahamas Police Force is saying. The police are investigating a shooting that happened shortly after 10 p.m. on Wilton Street, which resulted in the death of a 47-year-old woman. So according to initial reports, police received a call from an unknown individual reporting that a woman had been shot at a home on Wilton Street. This is in the Centerville area. Officers responded to the scene, discovered an unresponsive adult female suffering a gunshot wound to the upper body. The investigation revealed that the victim was inside her home holding a child.
Wow.
When an unidentified man fired multiple shots from outside the residence. The victim was fatally struck, and the suspect fled the area in an unknown direction. Emergency medical personnel later arrived and confirmed that the woman showed no signs of life. The 1-year-old child was examined and found to be unharmed. Further inquiries reveal that a man had been chasing another man through a yard in the area. During the pursuit, the assailant discharged a firearm at the individual he was chasing. The shots entered a nearby residence, striking the victim, who was seated on her bed in a northwestern bedroom with the 1-year-old.
Innocent. Someone's life was taken because of gangster violence. You outside chasing and just recklessly shooting a weapon? And you take a mother's life? It was just inside a home. Can you? That's crazy. Wow. We offer sincere condolences to her family. Wow.
Poor baby.
Right, is now motherless at 1 year old, a 1 year old. So many lives have been impacted by this recklessness. And none of which are the assailant and
yeah, I guarantee you it's over foolishness. It's over something so insane.
That's crazy. That you could be sitting down in your house taking care of your responsibilities, not involved in any dispute.
Wow.
And be a victim. There should be a huge outcry about that.
Yeah, absolutely. Will there be?
It's just news.
Beyond today, even?
No.
Because it's happened so many times before. And yet here we are.
Yeah.
And yet here we are. Let's take this call really quickly. Do you even feel like talking about politics after something like this happens?
No,
this
really.
is just wild, right?
Really, no.
Caller would say you. Good morning. You're on the air.
Hey, Dwight.
Hi.
Maintain this radio. Hey, Dwight. Who's making any examples out of what we see going on in our country? You know, we always just talk about this, Dwight. But who is putting fear in the next person who decide to run through somebody's yard and just shoot wildly as if is that like what is going on in our country, man? We're living on Mars for true, Dwight. Or we are close to it because for years now, for over 14 years now, we could say we were seeing these things, man, all over this country. Young people being murdered, people being killed inside their homes, and stuff like that. But the only situation is happened. The only thing is that our judiciary really is not in stopping or putting fear in the criminals because like a mortician, they need dead bodies to make money. The tire man need flat tire to make money. The lawyers them need criminal activities to make money. Something with this country, man, right? We need to find a remedy in this country. The cause there to be a paradigm shift when it relates to crime. Because if the criminal is not afraid of committing crime, then that says that sends a serious message to where we are as a country, right? That was nice.
Yeah. I hear you. Indeed. And we see it all the time. I don't know. It's hard not to blame the judiciary, but you'll see it. Like you could see, I've seen something like this before where the charges will be changed. Like, it wasn't murder because he wasn't aiming for this person. This charge with manslaughter. And then we'll cut it down to this. And because of that and some other stupid excuse.
If we find the person.
Right, if
we find the person.
But we keep doing that, which sends the message. And there's always these lawyers, and there's some decent lawyers out there. But there's always a lawyer who's going to defend these people to the end of the earth.
That's their job.
That's ridiculous.
Their job. That is their job.
Okay. But and this is where and why we are where we are. Because we'll make any excuse. To protect everyone but the victim. It seems. This is going to take over the whole show. I could see it. But let's take this quickly, and then we do want to move on. Caller, good morning. You're on the air.
Great show, you just right. How you doing?
Well, Richard, trying to make
right, man. I'd like to chime in the topic, right? I don't blame the judicial system and the police, They actually doing their job. The problem is we need to start getting to the younger people to commit the crimes. Who committing the crimes? You realize some people don't mind going to jail.
What?
Some people actually tell you, I will sit down in jail for you. So it's a mindset. You have to get to the heart of the people. The heart of the people begin cold. People nowadays cold.
I mean,
It's a cold society.
I hear you say the younger people, but they're certainly learning it from the older people too. So, I mean, I don't know who's going to teach them any
Yeah,
better.
the people in general, and not other people, just people nowadays cold.
Yes, absolutely.
It's a cold world out there.
Yeah, and we're all learning from each other.
Yeah, that's just the reality. So you have to get to the mindsets of the people. You have to get the hearts of the people. If you won't control the people's minds and the hearts, how you can get to them?
How are we going to do it?
Boy, the churches have to get involved. Our parents have to get involved.
The family.
Our teachers have to get involved. The society have to get involved.
Everyone.
Everybody have to get involved.
Yeah.
It's actually a joint effort.
Indeed. Thank you so much.
There's no silver bullet to solve this problem.
Okay, I don't know if I'd use that term, but yes, it's not going to be easy. It's not going to be simple. And it's going to take a generation.
Exactly, a
And
generation.
we are behind. We should have been doing this a long time ago, but we're just getting deeper and deeper into the mess. Caller, good morning. You're on the air. Hi, are you there?
Yeah, good morning, Mr. Strong.
Good morning.
Mr. Cressel.
Morning.
Yeah, it was disturbing, for that area. I have a friend that lives close by, but the thing is, Mr. Strong, I wouldn't say that they're learning it from the older people because you have the induction of social media and the TV and the mindless schooling and the desensitized, the people being desensitized towards human suffering. And so I just can't totally blame the elderly people because you see they're worse than us. And they thought we were
You
worse.
sure?
That is actually worse than anything you can think about because that's a senior lady. And then, I like to say hats off to the officers that caught this scumbag, the barbarous scumbag that was raping and robbing females, right? There should have been an outcry about that. And so, it's good to congratulate them on that. But, because I think rape and robbery is the worst crime, and so he should never be allowed to come out. And so, when we look at the leniency involved, but don't forget, my nephew lost the guy that got shot through the cul-de-sac in Farrington Road. That was the first cousin to my nephews, them. And so I've seen the difference in them. And so I don't remember the final adjudication results, but the thing is, it's like you said. So I don't know who's to blame, but we all are to blame collectively because we allow it and we don't have no outcry as it relates to anything. And so the question that you had asked earlier, I've been crying about what's going on in the police force, but you keep asking about this officer. I know the officer very well. I wouldn't say how well, but I'm saying this, he's not. The situation did happen, et cetera, and but the thing is,
Are you not concerned that the police force never said who he is or how he is?
Yeah, but people know who he is. Of course,
No.
But I'm saying is I wouldn't discuss all of that on the radio.
I mean, isn't it very strange that they did not
A lot of
say
things are strange,
and
Mr.
did not
Strong,
give
but
an
the media-
update?
But a lot of things are strange, but nobody to make a better place. And so we all are in the wilderness. We are all separated by schisms, and politicians are having a field day. As you see, this is silly season, and we hope for better Bahamas. But the thing is, Mr. Swan, is like having the ability to discern. You do you remember the term viral merry-go-round? Did you remember that? Mutation, vaccination. But I was talking BS, right? We all collectively remember, but we don't respect one another, and that's just the way it is. Give thanks.
Okay. One more call. Good morning, caller. You're on the air. Hi. Good morning. You're live. Hi. We can hear you.
Dwight, how are you?
Doing well.
Madam Dane, how are you?
I'm well. How are you?
I'm good. The question that was asked by you, should it be an outcry? I don't think it will never be one. The reason being, I said that no one will never think it will happen to them or their family. Until I experienced gunshot in 2008, my friend, the late Frankie Knowles, did not make it. I then began the passion as to what's going on with the family. I am here by a miracle, I should say, but my friend did not make it. So until this hit home and we realize that there is a crisis, I believe maybe the right person, then we will probably get an awareness as to what's going on in our country.
That's very sad.
Yeah.
Well, I hear you, and I'm glad you're safe, but I don't know. I mean,
What?
It's unfortunate that some people
It's true.
have to be. I mean, I'm super paranoid. I'm super paranoid about where you are in relation to a window.
Yeah.
Which
Wow.
neighborhood you're in, and
Wow.
so I don't know.
Wow.
So I don't know about that, but I know where you're coming from, and yeah, a lot of people
But
have
and
lulled
sadly,
themselves into feeling that they're safe.
but sadly, it's in all causes. It's in the medical field. It's in safety. It's everyone is in this little bubble until it touches them, and then when it touches them, there's this urgency for them to be supported. But outside of it touching them intimately, there's this "that's not my problem" type situation. So I really don't know. I really don't know. Somebody obviously sent a text.
This text is just. I mean, they're not wrong, but it's just so wild. So wild. They say, you ain't safe in your own house, Dwight. That's why good location real estate is so expensive. You probably won't get a random bullet in the chest in Lyford Key. Well, no, not random. It might be specific, but not random. You're right. It's quite you might be right about that.
Seriously.
I'm so sorry to hear about the deceased mother in Centerville. What are you saying? Grandmother? She was 40-something. She's a grandmother?
Who? She's a mother, eh?
I don't know.
She's a
It says
mother.
1-year-old child.
Yeah,
Doesn't mean that.
Oh, I thought it was.
Well, maybe this person
we're
knows.
guessing.
Well, that's really young.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. She's 47. I mean, there are grandmothers who are 47, but grandmother. We don't know. Anyway, where can we get a copy of the same texter is asking about the manifesto? Okay. Sure. You want to squeeze this call in? Good morning, caller. You're on the air.
Thank you so much, Dwight.
Hi, good morning.
Thank you so much, Poppy, and good morning, Miss Danby.
Morning.
All right, Dwight, you were talking about the incident where the person allegedly, or it was said that he chopped the police with a cutlass, and the police shoot him and kill him, right?
Off-duty officer, yes. Mhm.
Yeah, you was talking where the old cry is for that, or you
Well, I'm
meant
just
something?
saying we are not even hearing anything from the police. We don't know his condition. We don't know what's happening with that investigation. Is he going to be charged?
Maybe the Prime Minister need to say something like I say something about the other case and say your badge don't make you above the law, and maybe they'll go and get him. Or we don't know what's going on. We don't even know his condition. And I like how you put it, and it's a serious why. You don't even know his condition, if he okay, or if he getting any better. But Dwight, also condolences to the family. It's so sad, man. These young people sit themselves down with these guns. They can't only, they park them with rock and bottle as used to be back in the days, or playing soccer or something. And when them bullets leave them gun, I mean, you can't make no decision after that. They go anywhere, and you need to take the responsibility. You should be ashamed of yourself, whosoever that is. And you can imagine that. You in your own home, taking care of your grandchild or your baby, and that happened. But Dwight, the old cry is, I don't know if you read the story, or maybe they bring the story after you'd have done gone Friday. They say a 1-year-old was raped by must be a 60-something or 70-something-year-old person, and they give him bail.
A what?
A 1-year-old was raped. I don't know if they get the doctor report or if it's just a rumor, but I listened to the news and sounded like they were saying someone was charged, and they give him bail to come out. I mean, and when we make outcries, Dwight and others to say that's barbaric. You can't do that, man. So
what?
No, I'm saying we need to make example of these people. You don't want no vigilante justice, right? But we got to make sure they do what they say they do. I ain't into no like fooling with people's emotions. If you say this happened, right, and you report on it, tell us you get the doctor report or whatever. We ain't want no you say or I say. You understand? I think the old cry was always making, but the people. I don't know what to say about it. Maybe the Prime Minister, if he say something about the one with the police officer, maybe something good will come about it. Dwight, the Christian Council president, that was amazing. I don't know if the word is amazing or.
You talking about the lottery thing?
Maybe speaking for himself with the when he talk about the national lottery.
I want you to call back on that. We're going to get into that right now. Call back.
You say call back on it?
We're going to get to it right now. I want you to call back. I want to hear your views on that one. Yeah? Okay, call us back on that one. All right, so they're saying on right here on Guardian, they said that it was a grandmother.
Okay, wow.
Well, it's pretty young. But it's very sad, no matter what. That's unbelievable. Unbelievable. Wow. Okay. We'll read these messages, then we'll get to the other stories. Okay. Yes. The cost of a 47-year-old woman So they're saying the person who was being pursued, his life was saved at the cost of a 47-year-old woman. I don't know. That's an interesting way to look at it. Okay. But I bet he won't use that as inspiration for change.
Surely won't.
Definitely not.
You figure that's good luck. He got away.
He's invincible. Yeah. I bet. But who knows? He might be a victim as well. And so it's the only person to blame here is the person who's shooting. And so that person, that scumbucket, needs to rot. This person says the only criminals and the police are allowed to have guns. Law-abiding citizens are not. I don't know why you texted this. I'm not sure because, I mean, who would have been safe in this situation if they had a gun? You think that woman would have been safe if she had a gun? No. So what is your point? What is your point? Dwight, what you and a lot of Bahamians are missing is that most of all the foreigners entering the Bahamas and getting citizenship or work permits is because of a policy by the government. These foreigners, I don't know, what am I missing? These foreigners, in most cases, come on a plane through the airport. The government knows this and allows this. So don't let the government muddy the waters by making it seem like there is wide fraud regarding voters' cards. They're not doing that, actually, Texter. Citizenship and Bahamian passports. The government has knowingly and systematically changed the population.
What?
Okay, I don't know. Anyway. Okay, let's move on. So, like I said, I knew this was going to happen. We weren't going to get to the rest of it, but we'll get to it. We have a few weeks before. We'll get to the rest of the manifesto, and we'll get to the blueprints for progress as well. And there's a lot in the manifesto we need to get to. We got about halfway through yesterday. But we did get to the point with the lottery, and there's been a lot of response to that. But there's still their plan for crime, which is very timely now. And their plan for Grand Bahama and the family, and cracking down on corruption and health care and education and yeah, so that's not a bit. But the response to the national lottery has been quite interesting. If you're a regular listener to talk shows and to Guardian Radio, you know that it seems, at least with the callers, that there's widespread support for a national lottery.
Good.
But there's some other people who seem to have an issue, including Prime Minister Philip Davis. Take a listen to this report from our
Prime Minister Philip Davis has dismissed the Free National Movement's campaign promise of introducing a national lottery as desperate and questioned whether the proceeds would be used as a slush fund.
Talk about a national lottery seems to be a gimmick. Trying to grab headlines, it just speaks of desperation, and it's really not thought out. And for him to use the Dominican Republic as the model for his national lottery, when the national lottery of Dominican Republic was proven to be such a failure, with corruption and fraud and the like.
During the FNM's manifesto launch on Sunday night, party leader Michael Pintard said a national lottery is overdue and stressed that the proceeds will not be absorbed by the consolidated fund. Davis asked whether the FNM is trying to turn the Treasury into a gaming house and questioned what impact it would have on the gaming industry.
One has to question, why is he wanting to have a national lottery? Is it for the purpose of a slush fund for corruptors and fraudsters, as the model that he cling on to or embrace has proven to be? It seems to me just a gimmickry, not thought out, the amount of Bahamians that are now in the gaming industry, how their lives will be impacted, how it will impact revenues for the country, in regard to the fact that we collect a tremendous amount of taxes from the gaming industry. And I know, and it's rather odd that you want to turn the Treasury into a gaming house.
Reporting for the Guardian News Network, I'm Vonique Tude.
Did someone hit me in the head?
Wow.
Am I seeing stars?
Wow.
What I'm hallucinating.
Wow.
I'm hallucinating. What's happening? What's happening right now?
What does it mean?
Every single sentence is more unbelievable than the one. Oh man! Whoa! Okay, where do we begin? First of all, when when Michael Pintard, he mentioned a number of countries, not just the Dominican Republic, right? It was quite a few, and to highlight the Dominican Republic is like, somebody says, I need 12 apostles. And they, what? No, you can't have 12 apostles.
Look at Judas. Right.
Judas, you saw what he did? Oh, he was horrible. Oh, he betrayed. So you don't want 12 apostles. Oh my God. Okay, well, what about the other 11? Huh? Anyway, that's insane. And then what about the gaming industry?
What about the part that has confused me? Can they not be absorbed in that ministry, or can they not No, but I mean, that's like how many people compared to what it could do for an entire nation.
It's insane. And then the taxes we derive from the gaming industry and all the people employed. What? It's still locked out. You and I still can't open a gaming operation, right? Because it's still the moratorium. It's still, what is it, 9 people or 9? That's it. And all these years, no one's changed.
You are settling for the taxes from the industry and not all of the funding that comes through that industry. Seriously?
You just heard our guest from Ghana talk about all the benefits.
Right.
We know about what's happening in the U.S.
Right.
and so many countries around the world where the money that's raised goes to education, to sports, to fund so many things, whatever you want it to do. We've got children still walking around with these crumpled up sponsor sheets begging for money to go to a basketball camp or whatever it is, although we don't know if we always trust what they're saying. But in any event, we know we've had situations where national teams didn't get any funding. They couldn't go because they didn't have the funding. You look at the schools in this country. Look around the public schools. They're just now getting pools for people to train in. We have here. And it has been very hard for governments to justify giving more money to these things that we need to be better funding and funded. And this is a way that countries around the world are able to.
You don't have to take away the gaming industry in totality. You pull the lottery aspect of it, and they can still do. People go in there to do other things like, I don't know what, slots or whatever. They can still exist, right? Casinos still exist, so.
Yeah, well, sure.
What is he talking about? What is he talking about?
It doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any sense. And
then,
I
mean, a slush fund for corruption.
What the heck?
We have a couple slush funds operating now.
Turn the Treasury
what are you
into
talking about?
Gambling?
Right. I don't think he had time to think that through.
Wow. And then the Christian Council. Boy. Christian leaders say no to national lottery. Caitlin Babb writing about it. So Christian leaders are pushing back at the F&M's pledge to introduce national lottery if the party wins the May 12th general election. Speaking to the NASA Guardian yesterday, President of the Bahamas Christian Council, Bishop Delton Fernandez, said the church's anti-gambling position is unchanged, saying, quote, it's on the backs of the poor that the gaming industry makes its money. Why would you want to further take advantage of the poor to say, help us to become better in our education, athletics?
What does he mean, further take advantage?
To hell with education. Okay, we've got to find a better way in governments to come up with better ideas for the country's development. I'm saying no to the whole lottery idea. Okay, well, you don't need to play. That's fine. Talks surrounding the implementation of the national lottery are long-standing. In 2013, Bahamians overwhelmingly voted in a referendum against the regularization and taxation of web shops and the establishment of a national lottery. However, the administration ignored the will of the people and passed legislation to legalize web shops, especially after you hear the Prime Minister talking. Fernander lamented the decision. He said, quote, not only did Christie implement it, but they went ahead and privatized it. In a statement yesterday, President of the Bahamas College of Bishops, Bishop Walter Hanschel, vehemently opposed the FM's plan, saying, quote, members of the Bahamas College of Bishops and the wider Christian community do not support the Free National Movement's plans to establish a national lottery in the Bahamas. We opposed and voted against the legalization of the number of houses and the lottery during the gambling referendum a few years ago, which the no vote won. Yet, former Prime Minister Perry Christie went ahead and legalized it, contrary to the wishes of the Bahamian people, after saying that he had no horse in the race. Angel said, consequence is the church warned would come to pass following the move have materialized. Okay, so if you remember, if you've been listening to this show over the 14 years, we've had some really great guests on. And I believe this was around the time of that wacky referendum that we were told later was an opinion poll. And we had a psychologist who mentioned how different gambling in a casino and playing numbers is versus lotteries. Right. And that hardly anybody is really expecting to win. The mentality of a person who plays the lottery. No one's really expecting to win. You play your same set of numbers.
Chance, right.
You're not really expecting, and if your numbers don't fall, you're not going to
go crazy. Right.
But numbers playing is a little bit different. And people have their set numbers, and if the numbers don't fall, if they miss one, they go berserk and they, oh my God, and spinning and it's a totally different thing. You are expecting to win. You're thinking because you've done it before. You get a little something before. And I think that cannot be ignored and cannot be compared. These are not exactly, this might be not apples and oranges, but it might be apples and those types of pears, right? It's something in the family, but not quite the same. Right. And we need to be mature in our discussion about these things.
And Dwight, we have to recognize that the Christian Council and the bishops' league or whatever, their role is to take a stand against anything that goes against what is biblical. So what they are doing is a part of their job. That is what they are supposed to do. They're saying, find other alternatives. This is not godly. That is exactly what they are supposed to do.
Do you think they'll turn away the money if somebody wins the lottery and gives?
No, you got to bring your tithes and offering to the church. Let's be realistic. You got to bring. They're going to be. I don't know where the money is coming from.
$150,000 from the million I won with the lottery, Pastor. Will you accept it?
Yes, the work of the church has to go on, right? I'm being real, right? And as a believer, I don't support gambling. At the same time, I believe in choices. I believe...
Is playing the lottery gambling? Is it the same thing? Is it the same thing?
It's connected because it's like you're paying money for a chance, right?
It's like buying a church raffle ticket.
Right. It's right. It's like you buying a raffle ticket.
Off
right.
If you lose, I've never won a thing, but you still do
it's similar
because it's going to a good cause.
Right.
So you're told, right?
Right. So it's in that type of category.
It's very different.
Yeah. So it's not the same. But we have to realize that is their job. Their job is to verbalize.
So what's the Prime Minister's excuse?
I don't know what. And that's the part that's baffling me. Because if you can see that these number houses or these places are raking in the money, they just a handful of people are profiting, and you can see that it's a lucrative industry. What is your resistance? Like, what is stopping you? Is there... What is it? Is there an agreement that's causing you to not want to step further into looking at this lottery thing? Like, why aren't you looking at this as a viable source of income instead of increasing VAT or zero rating things and causing prices to go up and not really giving you that pocket break that you say?
And still having the moratorium in place, locking the rest of us out from getting into this industry. What is that about?
It's crazy.
Very interesting. 323-6232, 325-4316, 325-4259. It's not the same thing, folks. It's not the same thing. Think about it carefully. Good morning, caller. You're on the air.
Folks, how y'all doing?
Doing well.
How are you?
First of all, I'm a Christian. Secondly, I'm in disagreement with both the Prime Minister and the bishops of Organization of Bishops. And let me tell you why. I think we're very hypocritical. I don't gamble. Those who are not going to gamble are not going to gamble.
They're not going to do it.
Whether they be Christians or not. Now, the definition for gambling any game of chance. Any game of chance. When you should ask some of these bishops or ask those persons, do you buy raffle tickets?
You just mentioned that.
Raffle tickets is a game of chance. Look at the definition of the word gaming.
Absolutely.
And if you are buying raffle tickets and your only defense is that it's helping some organization or some institution, and you are also offering this game of chance, the definition of gambling does not change because of your purpose. It is still illegal. It is still ungodly, no matter what you determine it as. And the fact of the matter, that's why I said, sometimes we have, us in the Christian community are some of the biggest hypocrites out there. And that's why the world looks at us and says, you know something? We're very picky. We pick what we want to talk about. All of the issues that are going on in this country. And the two things one of the major things that you get the Christian Council or anyone else to pop up with is the issue with gambling.
Yeah.
But it exists now. How many of them have members who own number houses or who participate in the industry? And they accept their offering with ease and joy. Or they may say, brother so and so, I need you to sow a seed because we need to get this building done, or we need to get this done. Are you concerned about where the money is coming from? Are you concerned about the backs of the common Bahamian person who's taking part in the industry? And as I said, I'm kind of disappointed in the response of my leader. It wasn't thought through. And I truly believe that the mindset needs to get redirected, because that, as an example and an explanation for not allowing a national lottery, and national lotteries exist globally, and I know that there are many that work very successful.
Yeah.
That does not work as a slush fund, and are regulated more deeper than the regulations that we have for the number houses situation here in the Bahamas.
Yeah.
And it's working, and it's very, very effective.
Yeah, absolutely.
So I even though I disagree with him on that, and as I said, I think we need to stop being hypocrites.
Yeah, absolutely. Sir, you are the caller of the day. I appreciate you so much. That is, you've thought about this very, very... You thought it well out. Thank you. Thank you very much. We'll squeeze one more in. Don't disappoint me, caller. Don't bring foolishness. Call on the air.
No, I ain't gonna bring foolishness.
Okay. Thank you for calling back. Yes.
Yeah. So I kind of agree with what the gentleman was saying just now, right? And I disagree with my leader, my political leader also. But back to the president of the Christian Council, I wonder if he should have used the opportunity. At the same time, he be saying something like that, right? To let us know that he don't accept no monies or no funds from the web shop owners and stuff like that. Because it was a rumor that they saying that they give money to the churches and stuff. Maybe not his church, but he need to use the opportunity to rebuke them since he feels so strong, since they are part of his organization, and let them know that they shouldn't take it. I don't see the problem with taking the funds, though. I feel like a national lottery would benefit the country more. I agree with you. It's like buying a church ticket or a cocoa ticket or something like that. It's like buying a raffle ticket or something like that. Now back to my leader, Prime Minister Davis, right? You ask some good questions. You say, well, why they block the thing on the industry? Only 9 of them. You're saying, it's strange what he's saying, this mode. But don't forget, if you all could remember, as soon as we make Mr. Davis Prime Minister, one of the first things he do, maybe he had to go through the process of directing the Attorney General to drop the case. But the Free National Movement had in court where the web shop owners, he was fighting it that they didn't want be taxed no more than what they're taxed. And then Mr. Davis, my leader, mentioning but they's be given back and stuff like that. If we do a national lottery, what was promised us from that time, what could benefit the country, it'll benefit the country more than just one group of fellas. This might sound bad and I might be speculating, right? Would you ask the question, why? And people wonder, well, why Mr. Davis would say that like that? To me, and maybe it's a better word I could use, I feel like he's protecting them. He's protecting them. He's pushing for them.
He liked to know that those group of people, they're making the money. It's like he ain't on our side what will benefit us more. Dwight.
Really quickly, Papa.
Yeah, Dwight, what you call that prosecutor, the lady who there in the Attorney General office, I didn't know she's going court in cases. They finally get the court with the case with the Long Island Member of Parliament. It sounds like it's almost over. But Dwight, you know what is the big thing? I wouldn't be surprised, not if, when the government change. 10 years, 5 years, in a couple of weeks or whatever when the government change, I wouldn't be surprised if we find some people accused. Because this man ain't guilty, this man innocent until proven guilty. Accused with them same kind of things going on. So let's keep our eyes open. And I thank God for the media. Y'all keep up the good work, man.
Wow. Okay. That's another mic drop right there.
Thank you.
Wow. Let's see if I can squeeze these callers in. This one really quick. This is text.
Yes.
Thank you. Davis is wrong, and he is afraid that his interest in the gaming houses will be affected by the National Lottery, who will produce a source of wealth for the country and citizens. Why didn't he talk about legalizing casino gambling for locals? Okay. Please tell everybody. Please tell Prime Minister Davis everybody wins.
Yeah.
With the National Lottery. The Prime Minister lost about 5,000 votes with his comments yesterday. I suspect he backpedals by Thursday. By today. Better be smart today. Prime Minister Davis is talking utter foolishness in regard to the FNM and the National Lottery. A lottery would definitely be beneficial. I am all for a lottery. Dwight, you don't have to read this. I want to read this so bad. Anyway. I'm looking forward to National Lottery because it will help to reduce the amount of power and influence that the numbers houses have on the government. Whoa. Okay, we got to go. We're out of time, but I think before they speak on this again, they should try to do a poll of the people
and listen to them.
And listen to what they're saying.
Yes.
Because these are they may be fish, but they're not the same type of fish in this kettle. Right? Very different. We got to go. DeQuesta, thank you so much.
Thank you.
I'll see you soon.
Yeah.
And I'll be back tomorrow morning with more Morning Blend. Be sure to pick up the National Guardian for the Guardian Business section. This portion of the show brought to you in part by CFAL, growing wealth for future generations. Stay tuned for On the Clock with Aaron Green next.
Hey, folks. Thanks for your patience. We'll be taking off very shortly. You should be wheels up in about 40 minutes. And due to a bumpy ride, snacks and beverage service has been suspended. AC has given us some trouble. Sorry, folks. Wi-Fi is out. And so is the entertainment. Yeah, I'm sorry about the smell, folks. We are aware.
I know.
Just one more quick note. We are going to have to deplane.
Come on! We're like the plane ride that isn't a nightmare. CG Atlantic Agents and Brokers. Good like that.
Planning for retirement can be overwhelming, but with C doesn't have to be. We offer tailor-made individual, group, and pension solutions that take the guesswork out of retirement planning. Whether it's for you or your company, don't leave your future to chance and let the trusted hands of CFAL's experts guide you toward peace of mind and financial stability. Low upfront costs and affordable monthly payments make it easy for you to build wealth so you can live well. Visit us at cfal.com to start on your path toward financial freedom. CFAL, growing wealth for future generations.
CFAL is a proud sponsor of Team Bahamas for the 2026 Carifta Games.
You try to rest, roll with the